Listen.
Yeah. Yes, dog. Get that out of there.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Matty Rants. Thank you so much for tuning in again. It's another review. It's not a reaction, that's on Patreon, but we're talking about RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 8, Ep.6 JOAN, the Unauthorized Rusical. And we need to have a conversation. Okay. I feel like I got to do the same thing I did last time because opinions will be given today. Nothing that should be taken personal. I am not in charge of your well-being and mental health. I'm going to tell you that now because we're here to have fun today. This is a show that's about entertainment. And I'm going to talk a little bit of shiz, a little bit of chat, if you will, some sort of stuff, and have a conversation with you. And that's why this is alive and it's more than just 30 minutes of, a whole lot of cuts. Okay. So we're going to talk today. The live chat will be included in this conversation. I want to be fair in my assessment. And I'll be honest with you. If you didn't watch Untucked, you probably saved yourself some time because it was boring. But when I found out about the voting, everything kind of changed for my opinion. And I said, this isn't really how I thought it should have gone. But interesting how everyone voted in the same direction. When in reality, for me, I would have sent home Kahana. No shade. I'm going to be very honest with you. I saw Dorothy Dandridge last night. Not Joan. Not her fault, though. I mean, after 3 takes, for those of you who watch Roscoe's, you would know that this was very much a long day of filming, okay? So I'm going to try to keep it as fair as I can, okay? I'm going to try to do this and that and the other, and just give you my opinion on how I feel. If it's not the same as you, that's cool. But I'm not going to sit here and change my opinion to make anybody feel better. Okay? That's not my job. Y'all work that out on Twitter with your other friends, but this ain't me, baby. Okay? So let's do this real quick. Let's get my social medias out the way and let's start this show because I love y'all down, but I understand that sometimes when we don't agree, some people like to push an opinion in a certain way. And it's like, let's not do all of that. But I also am going to bring a point up about how Kandy was acting last week in reference to this week when you made a big game move. And it's like, well, you wanting to send Jimbo home doesn't sound too far-fetched now, does it? It really doesn't. That was the whole narrative for the episode. I'm nervous for the Rusical. These girls might think that I'm actually a threat. You are, baby. You're Candela Muse. So let's go. It's at MattyRants everywhere except for Twitter, which is at the MattyRants. There's a Linktree link in the description down below. Catch that link, smash that sucker. Find me on my other social media pages and places. I had a retweet go viral, literally as my lights were off. For those of you who know, I was in a really bad storm. What was that? Thursday afternoon, evening, and it shut down my power for 22 hours. They got it back on yesterday. Me and Mamo Chun had to stick it out. I did end up getting a hotel I didn't have to go to, thank God. But my tweet went viral over the Eureka. Sasha Colby's talking about some serious shit. And I don't know. We may have a visit from Eureka today. Who knows? We might see her today in this edit because I was feeling funny. But at the same time, hey. The tweet, it's a Billboard interview with Eureka, Sasha Colby, Landon Sider, and Simone. So 3 out of 4 winners. And, one person who, won at life, I guess. And people were speculating how she was acting. And I said, she's sitting on an object, not a seat. That's a big girl. I have a rump. I ain't no way in hell I'm going to be sitting on that cylinder There's no way. I'd be doing all this. But other people are bringing up some other stuff. That's not what my tweet was about, but it's gotten a lot of traction. So shout out to everybody that's tweeted it. I saw 1 million something views. I was like, what the hell did I do? Anywho, off of that, but that's just the social media aspect of all this. I am on Patreon. I did do a reaction to this episode. I didn't do it for Untucked. I did it for this episode. Check it out for as low as $1 a month. Drag Me to Dinner. I am going to film reactions for. I'm not going to review, but I will talk about it as a whole soon. I did see 2 episodes when my power was out. I was crying laughing at the meatball and bitch pudding episode in the Heclina and Peaches Christ. May Heclina rest in peace. And also Jinx and Ben. I just skimmed through and I was like, what the this is actually kind of funny, even though it's weird and the show makes no sense. But yes, I will start doing some reactions to that because I haven't seen every episode yet. So if you're on my Patreon, take a look at that. Also, Bookable and Cameo. Now, again, just like I started this episode with you today and how I'm going to keep it honest with you, I have been doing this for a few years, okay? At one point in time when I started doing these reviews, I was a little bit, I was ready to fight, honestly, all the time. But I've calmed down since, even though Reddit doesn't feel that way. But at the same time, I just understand what this is and what this game is, especially as somebody who actually supports these queens, not just on my channel, but actually in person when I go to DragCon, when I go to their shows and tip and not talk. One more time, as I tip and not talk about it, right? So I want you to understand, a lot of these folks know what I do that watch this show. Shout out to my Drag Race girls. What's up? My local queens, you already know what's gooey. Let the girls know, tip you down, sister. We got bills to pay. But I wanted to be very clear, especially with my piece of cake journey, that I come out of respect, but I'm also going to talk some shit. And it's not to be like, oh, I hate these people. Girl, this is shits and cackles. If I was backstage with these hoes, this is how I'd be acting too. But in reality, I'm still going to make sure that my family, that's not my real family, but my drag family, we good to go because we're all in this together. So keep that nonsense somewhere else. You can go to other people's pages with that sensitive mess. I'm getting tired of it. Okay. At the same time, that's why I don't go on those pages and places and read that stuff. And I really don't care. So in reality, this disclaimer is for those girls who need it. Okay. This program's for entertainment purposes only, and content is not intended to malign any religion, race, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by MattyRants and program participants are solely personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every human being on the planet. No hate should be sent to any of the individuals that are mentioned on this program today. Please do not be rude. And if you feel uncomfortable after viewing this program, consume some Mattivia, available at dragqueenmerch.com. That's right, I have merch at dragqueenmerch.com. I'm not just a YouTuber, I'm also a drag queen. Shock. As you've seen the piece of cake videos come out, I also will have that little documentary style coming soon. This power outage kind of messed my flow up after getting some bad news this week. So I was like, Matt, pull yourself together. Let's get back to this edit. Trust and believe that video is going to be interesting. I have a lot of clips from different people, different angles. I was giving a little hog body for sure, but it was first time in drag. Maddie's on a diet plan now, but I'm excited to share that with you, as well as the Mamu-chan journey, who he's sitting right in front now. He's on a little timeout. He's having issues playing with some of the chords, and I'm trying to tell him, baby, I'm not about to pay for another one. So again, thanks for being here. Everybody give yourselves a round of applause for making it through this week. It is a Saturday. It may be a Sunday, whatever day it's on. Give yourself a round of applause. A pat on the back. I know this week may have been tough. If not, and it was full of blessings, work. But if it was tough, you got my full sympathy and support. Make sure to give yourself some love at the end of the day. If you want to drop a tip in my jar, it is not necessary for participation today, but it certainly helps a bitch like me, single father of one. Rim that hole of the jar that's on the tip of this tip jar. Jesus, I try to flow out of that. PayPal.me/MattyRants. Catch up to all MattyRants. Venmo-Rants. It's all appreciated and certainly thankful, as well as the super chats that I may see today. But it's not necessary, but that thumbs up button is. Please and thank you. Are y'all ready to start this? Y'all ready to go? You're ready to get this in? Let's do it. I am ready to talk about it today. Hi, y'all. Hi, Auntie Joyce. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Hi. Kisses. Hey, House of Milan. How's it doing? Emrika, y'all see this baby up in here in the chat? Listen, House of Milan, how you doing? I thought the hey y'all was just fine, to be honest with you. Give Emrika some love. They always do the timestamps for us, and I most certainly appreciate them in my life. So give them some love today, too. Listen, this is honestly a good Rusical. I believe Leland was the one. I'm not sure the full writing scale of everything, but whoever was in charge of this, yeah, I enjoyed it. I am also going to tell you at the same time, you design specific parts for people to not do well. And also for us not to really enjoy it as much as others. And that includes arrangements. Oh, yes. So as much as I was like, this is really good, I knew what parts were not meant to do well. And they were meant to be fine, if anything. Listen, if it was Leland, I'm sure it is. Shout to Leland. I also ran into them at DragCon. Very lovely, very nice. But let's be very clear. Stunts and shenanigans for sure. Because I was like, this isn't meant for everyone to do well. And there were two parts in particular. I was like, okay, they're going to be in the bottom because of ABC, and if this person does well, they have to change this around. Because in all honesty, and I'm going to say it again, and I said it on Twitter, and Alexis Michelle, you might roll in whatever seat you're in right now. You might find some new growth. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you this, sister. I was upset for you this week, and I watched this episode 5 times, y'all. And I kept looking back like, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? I'm sorry. I can't even look at your comment because I'm like, no way, Jose. Alexis should have had commentary this week. And I was not moved as much as Kandy's favorites and fans are. And it's not shade to Candices. I'm being, watch yourself. I'm blocking and dropping. Let me have my point. I thought Kandy did really good, and I enjoyed her performance. And I was like, okay, Kandy, that was much better than the last Rusical. When it got to this runway, I saw the same silhouette with objects on top, and it was sickening. But I'm like, low key, it's like, you give commentary to Miss Mom about Vegas, but like, it's just, how y'all gonna do that? And that's when I have my point of going, well, storyline wise, it makes sense for Kandy to win because this would have been her, I almost went home, give her the win. But I also thought to myself, why didn't Jessica Wilde win? Because Jessica's look was great and her performance was everything. So just so we're clear, I don't think Kandy did bad this week before someone comes at me on the wrong scale. I think it just didn't, something wasn't really, I was like, Jessica, this should be 2 for her. And I'm glad Kandy won and got her coin. Like, let's call it what it is. Also, low-key, the Puerto Rican girls and the Dominican girls are eating up the season if you want to talk about it. Kandy got money and so did Jessica. Imagine, Jimbo had to work that hard to give them girls that money. Do you hear what I'm saying? All those wins and that coin transferred over. Kahana too. I just want to be clear here. I'm not here to hate on Kandy. I do want to say I felt a slip in the production risk today. But then when the decision was made and I was upset about it, I said, let me see this Untucked because I need to see this vote. And that, my mind completely changed. So let's go. Personally, I thought Lala was also given a weird shake. I wasn't mad at her outfit. I knew that Greystone reference. Maybe the fabric could have been different, but I was appreciative of, I was like, oh, she did a deep cut. What was wrong with that? Mind you, also I need to say this for those of you who have opinions on the looks, they only can go off of Getty Images, okay? Also confirmed by Kahana at Roscoe's, they had to film that Rusical 3 times. I want us to put that into this, in our thinking here as we do these things. Maybe the reason why Kandy won is because all 3 of the times that she did her show, she ate them all. Maybe Jessica had 2 out of 3. I don't see what I'm saying. Like, you know, I don't know if they're using it from different edits. I don't know if the performance we saw was a compilation of different things happening. That could be the case. See, that's why I'm like, now, before I start to yell at my screen, I said, let me start to do a little work here because shit's not adding up. But let's continue on. I'm going to call it like it is, though. Now, Kahana can't open up a box, and maybe she can't open any expressions with her face. That's what happens sometimes when Jim Carrey puts the mask on, but not in Kahana's case because Dr. Sizemore did good work. Well, at least a smile helps. But the thing is, Kahana, is that to be real with you, I still don't see this narrative of Heidi and you being in the bottom together. I think it still would have been you and Jessica Wilde, and you would have gone home. I think Heidi eliminating herself cleared you for another week. Because if you're telling me that Heidi would have gone home and you would have been next to her, that means that y'all would have plotted to send Heidi home already based off of whatever was happening, not because of the drama, but because Heidi also placed high in several challenges. It was safe and high, just so we're clear. So as much as I love you and I think you're amazing and a beautiful person and all that jazz and kissy, kissy, kissy poo, please. I was like, no, girl, you're in a very Roxy Andrews zone right now. It's a whole lot of my friend is helping you along right here, sister, because I was confused. Now, today, though, after seeing Untucked, I'm going to have an opinion that's a little bit different than this, just so we're clear. Because now it makes sense what they did now that I see how the voting was. I was like, oh, okay. This is kind of interesting. Because if it had been split, then I would have known there'd been some bullshit at work. But when I saw a whole line of people picking one person, I said, that was disgust. And that was off camera. That was disgust. And that was off camera. James Mansfield. They discussed your elimination off camera. I bet you fucking money. I love you, Dow, and I love all the rest of them, but I'm like, they discussed this off camera because, bitch, there is nothing that I saw that gave James was going home this week. The goop and the gag of it all. No shade to Trisha Paytas. I certainly thought she had another run at the house. I did. I got some tips here. I just want to give some love to y'all. Got to forgive me now. I just started going on my run like I'm somebody's preacher. The son of a preacher, man. The only one. Let me get off this face. I'm not doing her no favors. Let me move out the way. We gotta talk about this part. I was kind of gooped. Asia, I see you on my Cash App. Thank you, baby, for I am drunk and I met. Wait, hold on. Wait, what? After read this. I'm drunk and I met Mercedes Iman Diamond at brunch. Oh my goodness, I love Mercedes. She's such an amazing person. I'm really here for it. Yeah. I'm really here for it. Let's see here. Okay. If that works for you, it doesn't work for me. I'm reading some comments that are like, well, that works for you. It doesn't work for me. That has to be some off camera, like they weren't really like vibing kind of shit. Cause this is weird. I'm sorry. Like, even though it should have been, let's go off. If we're going to have a conversation about how should we do this, y'all, it should be, don't do that. Don't do that if you have other intentions. Matt, thank you for this Cash App, Tippy Poo. Glad everything is okay with you and Mama Trend. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a little crazy, though. I was like, I don't think so. Monica Mota, thank you, baby. I appreciate you for the single dad Father's Day. It is upon us. Thank you so much for the Tippy Poo. Thank you for the generosity. I appreciate you. And Adrian, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let's get back to it. Jimbo, I kind of like the emotion here. I didn't assume, I assumed that all of whatever liquids you had were possibly left in some latex outfit that you've worn many times before. But I kind of was happy that you did give this a little bit, because it is nice to know that you losing all of those lip syncs, it's not a joke to you, because sometimes, and it has for me, felt a little bit like, oh, well, she's going to get up here and be hokey pokey, turn it all around, get your ass to the back of the stage. But in reality, she wants to win these. Like, it's, you do feel bad for this, because it's like, okay, like, think about it. How many lip syncs has she lost? Oof. You're winning, but you're not winning. So I was happy we got this moment, and it felt like this is a piece of a puzzle that feels like a person versus the man that puts on this bodysuit that portrays a bimbofied woman that a lot of people feel some ways about. And I'm not judging them for feeling that way or for those who are fans of them, but it does give a sense of vulnerability. And as a person who watches reality TV, for all means necessary, that is so important for us as watchers, because there has to be depth with the person who we're taking in. It can't just be someone on 24/7. That was their critique to Ben de la Creme the entirety of season 6, even though some of those times I was like, what are they talking about? But in All Stars, even with Ben doing the, Ben de la Christ moment or whatever, we did get a little bit more of Ben. especially confessional wise. Ben was like that, like, you know what I mean? So I like it when they get a little, they show a different side of themselves. And I've never seen Jimbo this upset. So I was like, oh, poor baby. But you need to start taking dance classes or be around some of your, friends a little bit more, if you have them. You do. I know. I'm kidding, Jimbo. I'm kidding. But no, for real though, you need to start listening to some beats. And I don't know what music you listen to and all that jazz, and that's not your thing. You gotta learn a little bit of a kickball change. You gotta get a little something. So, though it's not necessary for drag outside of the show. You know what I'm saying? Because Jimbo can do what they want to do. But like for Drag Race, and I'm speaking to everybody here. I haven't been on this show, but I'm just talking from the years of speaking on this. They want to see a little, if that number got a mid-tempo or an up-tempo beat, you better have a little roll. You better have a little something going on. And if you don't, you have to be really precise with your words as well as what you're conveying. And sometimes Jimbo gets up there and does a little a little hokey pokey. Little shuffle truffle, that kind of stuff. So Candace, I love how everybody was sad for Heidi and Kandy was like, yeah, that's cool. However, I don't want y'all, hold on. Yeah, that's cool or whatever. I'm not going to do that. But no, it's like, y'all can't vote for me because she gone. And I don't know what she said. Wow. I'm fucking around. Don't get mad. Okay. I do this with everybody's characters. I do this all the time. Okay. Low key, I should start sound like Biggie from Baddies. But don't vote for me. Now, why go into this throat? Because I don't want y'all thinking that's what had happened. And I was sitting there going, girl, please. I was like, girl, please. No, you did that. You said that. That's what's up. Now she's gone and that's fine. And I totally understand that it's like, hey, whatever, but girl, please. You say that. And I want to tell you, this edit was so clear that James was going home. Literally, as the Tasmanian devil is over here fucking around and telling the rest of the Tiny Toons characters what their classes are going to be this week. For those of you who watch Tiny Toons, that reference was perfect. You're welcome. You're welcome. They pan to James Mansfield as she's making this speech. And I said, she's gonna go. That's it. That's it. It's a wrap. James is gone this week. Even with the Joan Crawford, I said either she's going to win and Kandy will be in a position where she might have a fate chosen by James, or she's going to go home. Literally talking about, don't you do that. Don't listen to nobody. Don't do it. James's face. I said, now hold on. Storytellers, please back up and turn around and come this away. Don't do that right now. Okay. The amount of hate and racist comments I saw directed to Kandy really bothered me this week. Listen, Kandy is a person of color who's dark-skinned. And you, Fozzie, should know this from Drag Race, the disgusting portion of the fandom that exists within this community. I'm not giving this a pass at all. I'm just so used to it because I've also been a person on the other side of that as a Black man who they then put into question me being light and then say when me and Jamar started, honey, we were called every other N-word in the book. I mean, they were getting creative with that stuff. There was a whole account on YouTube that's literally called Drag Racist Fan that literally came over here every other video to tell us about ourselves because they said that we were only paying the girls who were Black and of color time and all the white girls would get dragged. It's like, no, baby. So it is sad to see that, and Kandy doesn't deserve those moments. I mean, was she getting these kind of comments whenever Heidi went home over the situation, or was it because Heidi was also Black that wasn't really integrated into this topic? I mean, also interesting they would use racist terminology. She sent another person in her Latin community. What are we doing today? I'm confused. Joyce, you remember? Oh yeah, them comments used to be I don't get them as much anymore. I don't know if YouTube started putting holds on the outside to block many colorful terms for racism that people would come up with. Luckily, Twitter always teaches me something new. Don't ever jump on Twitter at 4 a.m., y'all. You will find the most disgusting conversations. I don't know why that's in my For You page, but whoo. She's dark skinned compared to other people on the show. My point stands on that. I know where you're going with that one. God bless you. But like, that's not, my point still stands on that. Compared to me, Kandy would be dark skinned. What you talking about? Like, let's not take my words, don't flip it. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Let's understand that my point is still proven in this. This is what the fandom is sometimes, and it's not okay. But again, there's not enough that's being done to negate these things, in my opinion, from what I see. If anything, they're finding that as fuel because it drives engagement, and that is money, which is really sucky. But that's unfortunately the name of the game. They'll come out with little statements here and that, don't do that. And it's like, okay, like, okay, sure, thank you. That's great. Or at the end of it, at the end of the video, at the end of the episode, it's like some little speech in black and white. It's like, okay, y'all, thanks so much for the last of it. Cool for you, cool beans. But it is unfortunate. One of my favorite screen names on here that I won't say out loud because maybe I'll be okay. But love you, sis. I don't think anyone did bad this week. This should have been a week that did not send anyone home, child. Maybe this would have been the week that would have been the case, except for, what happened the previous week. I don't know. Alexander, I remember all the shit you and Jamar went through during your season 10 reviews during the Eureka versus Oh. I think some of those comments are still there if you want to go look at them. Wow. Yeah, that was when Nina Benina Brown used to actually speak to me. Before that whole making fun of me and Jamar video. Anywho, that was so long ago. But yeah, that was a lot. We went through a lot that year. Yeah, I had people sending me death threats and stuff. It was insane. All because we were coming from a different perspective. It's crazy. Okay. Let me move on to my point. And again, I just want to reiterate, just because I may not be in agreement of what that person did this episode, doesn't mean I hate them, doesn't mean I don't want them to be successful and succeed. I just don't agree with decisions that were made this week, and that's that. I just don't want that to be confused, because it's always confused, especially when people get personal in the comments. I'm like, girl, why are we getting personal about this? It's not that deep. So Alexis Michelle, okay, well, stop. Actually, Matt, change this narrative. I hate when they prompt them into these fake moments, because this was so like, okay, Alexis, we want you to start talking and then act like you're being interrupted and then go into, oh, that's right, the work. This was so weird. This was so weird. Come on. Like, I'm not dumb. Like, I watched this and I was like, oh, gross. She's in the middle of saying something. We're back in the workroom. Kandy interrupts. And then it cues back to Alexis going, oh, we just noticed that Stop. Don't do that no more, please. It kills me. But Joan Crawford is all over the workroom in RuPaul's giant poster images. And I was just like, okay, so clearly we're doing something very Joni today. This may be one of my favorite moments from RuPaul. With the, sort of Ru mail messages. Like, she actually sold me with her flight attendant secretary, Kate Goslin, Raven's dome head ass wig. Really, real talk. You know what I'm saying? I was very much enjoying Ru in this, oh my goodness, wig. I was here for it. I don't know. I've given up on thinking that we're going to get a reading challenge. I have given up. Isn't it? We're on episode 6, y'all. There are 7 people there. We still have not had a reading challenge. That is strange to me. And normally the reading challenges are like close to Snatch Game or first episode of All Stars Tea. So it's like, okay, well, I guess we don't need, maybe Ru was tired of them not being funny. You're my breakfast, Maddie. Good morning from Australia. Good morning out there to you, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. all my love to my babies in Australia, to anybody around the world, really, to anybody across the ponds over here in the US of A. I send you my love. I appreciate you for tuning in, meeting the Babs, Hannah Donda, as I like to say, Spanky Jackson and Queen Kong is still one of my favorite moments from DragCon. Love those bitches, okay? I will support them forever. Moving forward here, RuPaul comes into the workroom giving us, a interesting suit. It's a nice suit, I like the colors. But she tells these babies that they're going to be doing a unauthorized rusical on Joan Crawford. In reality, it's kind of just Mommy Dearest, but that's fine because Mommy Dearest is like low key. It's not really the biography of her. Isn't it from Christina's? I forget how the movie is framed. Isn't it from Christina's like perspective of her mother, Joan Crawford, played by Faye Dunaway, right? Because I love Mommy Dearest. That is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Okay. See, now I'm gonna get real there. If you've never, ever seen Mommy Dearest, it is time from you. It's time. Right. Okay, Belchan. I was on the money. It's Christina's perspective. So technically. Technically, it could be the truth. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like, but Joan was known. To be, she was that girl, and then she was that girl. But if you've never seen Opinion Holes, if you've never seen it, do yourself a favor. It's time. It's time. It is one of those movies that when you watch it, it will become your favorite, and it'll be one of your favorites. Then you'll watch it often, or like it'll be randomly on. You're like, oh, stop what I'm doing. I have to sit and watch this. Baby, that movie. It changed my life. It made me, because I was one of those people who didn't get into older films until like maybe my like early 20s in college. I started to really dive into film work because I also took film studies for a little bit. And it was Auntie Mame, right? Yes, Auntie Mame, Mommy Dearest, Breakfast at Tiffany's. What's the other movie? It's a Marilyn Monroe movie that I like. Some Like It Hot. I think that's the one. And then there's another one that like just sold me into watching films from that like period of time, right? God, I can't remember that other movie. Ow. Anywho. I got into a lot of Imitation of Life. That's the other one. Oh, like for those of you who don't know and you're like, Matt, I've only been into the 90s and up. No, get into some of the older films. You need to start seeing some of the work that was done back in the gap, because baby. Oh, that's a good one too. Poor Eve. Which very, very much that. So I got into those older films. I suggest you do that. Drive down that lane, you will find yourself being like, oh, there were some really fucking great films back in the day. I mean, there was racism too, but there was some really, really good movies. Really good. Sending my love out to you in Canada. Oh my God, actually stop, pause, hold. For those of you who are in Canada right now, I send you nothing but love, blessings, and I hope you're safe and you're doing well. The fires that are happening in Canada right now, the wildfires, I can only imagine, as someone who lived in California for a second, but like, God bless all of y'all. I hope you're doing okay. Also, those of us in the States who are affected by the smog, I know even here in Texas, the other day, we had a little haze come over all the way in Houston. It was weird. But seriously, sending my love to all of y'all. Like, that's some serious shit. I've seen some YouTubers be really weird about it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is a serious situation. So God bless all of y'all. I hope you're doing well. So back to the episode though. Now, going over the roles was a little easy, but I also want to bring up how somebody got their way while pretending that they didn't get their way. And yes, I'm talking to you, Candices, because I was like, girl, you did that, but you've tried to play it like I'm not being diff. You are. Go ahead. Faye Dunaway, Mommy Dearest, James wanted that role. No one had any objections to it. So, James, I thought you had a good. I mean, I wanted Mildred Pierce. Bitch, Lala, we would have been fighting for this role. We would have been fighting for. I thought Lala got the best part, personally, for me. It was a Vogue track, please. Please, it was a little house beat. I said, oh. I said, yeah, Lala got that part. She was going to be the Mildred Pierce era of the situation, okay? I was like, all right. Now, Jimbo was going to play to, and they did whatever happened to Baby Jane. So that made a lot of sense there. I said, okay, it makes sense if the mask fits very much that. And I said, well, it'll be interesting to see Jimbo in this part because they were in the bottom two when they were on the Rusical for the versus the Winner remix. Kahana and Joan Crawford, that makes sense for the MGM era for her, the woman. I mean, giving this. But I didn't realize what the music was going to sound like. And then I understood, pushing that role to her was smart because it's not a good one. I mean, it could have been, but I also think it's difficult when you open a Rusical and you have to be so good that the judges remember you after everybody else's parts go. It's kind of difficult to start the show. Because, like, if someone closes it and they're just great, I mean, that didn't happen this week, but I'm going to talk about Kahana. I thought Kahana physically did well. This was dead, but we're gonna talk about her, Halle Berry, Dorothy Dandridge, because that's who she was. Now, I love that Alexis knew so much about Joan Crawford and was giving everybody sort of tips and sort of like walking people even through like, oh, by the way, this is what she was for that era. Oh, by the way, that and this, that, and the other. This is why I thought Alexis was going to win this week. It seemed like Alexis was honestly on this is my wheelhouse, this is my bag, this is my episode. And I assumed, yep, obviously we're just watching this go through. She even broke down her theater background for us. The warm-ups in there, I said, girl, if they don't give it to Alexis this week, I don't know what to tell you. She's gonna have to look a fool on the runway. That didn't happen. But Alexis takes, I think, the hardest part, in my opinion, which is the Mommy Dearest Faye Dunaway portion of this for Joan Crawford. And that's the "Don't fuck with me, fellas. This ain't my first time at the rodeo." One of the most iconic lines ever in any movie. It is one of the best lines ever. And delivery, Faye Dunaway did the fuck out of that. It was everything. So personally, I felt that Alexis thought to herself, it is the most iconic line from, of course, the movie Mommy Dearest. The problem is the arrangement was shit. I love you, Leland. No shade. And nothing to country music, but a little bit. Girl, ew. I was like, damn it. But I also thought she did really well. So I was like, that part was meant to not, it was meant to be, you were given such an iconic role, and unfortunately, you weren't able to live up to it. They would have said you were supposed to make country work. She did. That's why she was safe. I bet you money they thought Alexis was going to be in the bottom this week. Ooh. That would have been a gag for her to like say all of this at the end. Anywho, Alexis chose this part because she was confident. Now, Candace Muse, speaking just as Kahana here, was like, this Mommy Dearest part with the wire hanger, that's me. I feel really good about that one. Jessica Wilde has entered the chat and says, me too. Now, Kandy fans, back up from me. Back the fuck up. I'm going to say my point and you can feel the way. Bullshit. I've already called her the producer. I know what she's doing. I got that. I've even spoken to her in person. Relax. I hate that I can't even give opinions without feeling like I'm about to be attacked here. You had me on some fuck shit when you pull this. Well, this is the one that I can do. It's the only one I would chose here. I don't really have any other options, here that I can work with and da da da. So to be clear, for someone who had, like this drove me batshit crazy because I'm here for her doing this, but then when it's addressed by Alexis, first of all, what do you mean you can't do any other roles? You're basically saying that this is your role. And then Kandy, and I love because she did word it this way, and I love how she manipulated the situation. Well, I didn't say I wanted it. I said, this is the one I felt. No. You implied, Candices. You implied that this is the only role that you're going to do, that you can do. And if you don't get it, you're not going to do well at the role and you're going to pout the entire episode. That is the tea. That's it. So just so we're clear, you may not have said that. You implied, bitch. And I was like, you got me on some stuff. So now it's going to be left up to Jessica Wilde to back down from this situation and take something else. Because if you don't back down and Kandy has to take another role, it's going to be the entire episode of they sabotaged me. They knew this is all I had. Da, 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 da. No, you didn't even ask for the role. You just said, this is the one I feel comfortable with. Jessica also implied, I don't get this one. I was like, I know you're lying. But guess what? She got her way. And now that she got her way, she knows because Kandy is self-aware. Self-aware. That opinion holes. She didn't say it, but there was an implication of sending a top competitor home. We can all agree on that. That was even something that was said completely through competition. How are we going to judge this? Well, if I have an opportunity, I might take it. If that's not something you would think about, why would you say that? And mind you, I'm okay with that, y'all. I'm here. I'm a part of the Naomi Smalls fan club. Okay, when she said Manila, I'm here for it. But let's be very clear. Don't play in my face and then call it something different. I see you, and we good on that. But I see you. Don't do all that. You're not going to run around me with some words. That's all. Like, they're being kind to her here. I don't know if someone actually addressed it, but baby, Kandy and me would have had a good time this season. We would have known we would have made good TV, but I would have been on her fucking throat, bitch. Ain't no way. I've been like, no, that's not what we're going to do. Your nose mean nothing to me. At this point, Nick Carter, especially with how that was a unanimous vote, I said, this ain't have nothing to do with track record no more. Now it's kill or be killed as we speak. Like, okay. Making Heidi look like a liar wasn't cool. That's my only thing. And the thing about it is, that's where my point is. But she also saved herself in this situation for the long run. Do I know if Kandy and Heidi have talked about this since? No. Is it any of my business? Not really. So I hope that has been something that they discussed later and been like, well, when I had said it, this, that, and the other. And maybe it's something that doesn't even have to be fully addressed just yet online. And it's not really up to them to do that. So we are fed and that, oh, now we feel better. Like, that's not their jobs to do. You know what I mean? They're just doing what they're trying to do to survive and win some money and show their drag and make some good fucking TV. And of course, even with editing and them getting on my nerves sometimes, they're doing the same thing. So it's like, I can't be upset, but I can be like, if we were doing that, do it at the beginning then. Like Kahana had a win. If we're going to do all of that and it's like, don't send me home because I want to show some shit. But low-key, bitch, you have a win. Some girls didn't. Why wouldn't we send you home? I mean, you're tracking Mayhem Miller's track record, like, for her season, no shade. But, like, just weird to me. It's like, I'm like, how are you going to talk about someone like that and do all that extra? I love how even Jimbo was like, so you can't do any other role? Is that what you're saying? I was like, oh, girl. Oh, girl. But listen, they do an audition. Let's be very honest with you. I didn't hear anything they said. And if I did hear anything they said, it was almost like a word scramble. I was playing Boggle. Bitch, did you listen? I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh, this is going to be, it's almost like I was watching like Evil Dead something and they had to play the like record backwards so you can understand what was going on. I guarantee you, if we played this backwards, some demon would be summoned. That's what the straights say about the gays now. Listen, all of this up here. I was like, this is a whole lot of tongues fighting for supremacy and the teeth are losing. This is crazy. Can you imagine? I bet both of them look like Blendas just doing this part. God bless them. God bless them. Kahana, I'm going to give you so much for this because, bitch, I was crying. When Kandy won, she said, I don't know about that Cookie Monster voice. Bitch, I howled. I howled. I did. I howled. That was funny. While you're looking like Lisa Ray in this all-white outfit. Go ahead, sister. Femme Freddie. No, I'm kidding. Leland looks like he's about to solve some mysteries. And I've said this. A lot of people are giving Freddie Jones lately. This is Femme Freddie Jones. Down. Who needs an ascot when you can have a latex bow tie? Come on now. I love it. But listen. I am not going to sit through this too long, but I'm going to tell you how this edit was real. Okay, it was one of those. And it told us a story about what was going to happen today. Now, reminder, at the beginning of this episode, I showed you when Kandy was talking about, that what was said is not going to change people's opinions to where they think I'm a snake and I'm going to vote them out. And I hope that we're going to vote fairly, even though, well, okay, but what's fair? Right? I want y'all to know that, right? Let's keep going. James has a good moment of singing. Leland loves it. It's all of that. Cue Kandy. You know what, James? I think she's the dark horse. You know what, James? I think she's the dark horse in this competition. And you know what that means, said. I said she's going home, ladies and gentlemen. She's going home. Like James would have to win. From the beginning of the episode to then cut to this, to then getting to this moment right here and her going, oh, she's a threat. Come on. I was like, oh, please. I said, oh, don't let her be in the bottom. I said, James, you gone, bitch. Jimbo, I knew that they were going to make you safe this week because they were very generous with your edit. And that's not shade to you, my love, but let's be very clear. I don't know how much Ambien you took before you performed today, but I played Juvenile's slow motion for it to make sense with your movements. Slow motion for me. I like it like that. She working that back. I don't know how to act slow motion for me. Oh my God. Okay. Shout out to everybody that knows music. Okay. That tells you how old I am. That was on when I was in high school. Do you hear me? Like, that was a song that I played when I was in high school. Oh my God. Oh, when the people still had careers. Posy, thanks for the super chat. I'm gonna be real with you, Matty. I would have sent James home after that too. LOL, I'm competitive. I'd have sent Kahana home because I'd have been tired of hearing that same speech every fucking week. I'm trying so hard. Girl, it's the same thing, chop. Like, no shade. Like, I hear y'all competition, but is James really competition? James has been doing well in challenges, but apparently her biggest competitor is her losing weight because nothing fits anymore. So what are we talking about competition? James also been in the bottom twice. There's a little highs, but Kahana actually has a win. So what are we talking about? Like, yeah, Kahana's been the bottom the most, but like she has a win. There's $5,000 to the name. Like James did not. Like, what are we really saying? Like, I get it, but I'm also going, I'd have arguments for sending home the face too. Aquamoon, oh my God, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it, babe. You always go live when I'm getting ready and need some great entertainment. So emotional for me. Sending love to your beautiful cat. Mamu-chan, where you at? Oh, knocked out. That means you're going to be up all night. Speaking of which, I thought I was going to be a Cammy girl on Street Fighter 6, but I've been playing my friends like in real time or whatever. I'm a Chun-Li girl. I mean, I've always been, but I actually do very well with Chun-Li in Street Fighter 6. People say she's hard. I'm like, you just got to learn how to cancel combos in certain drive rushes with her. And she is disgusting. And I've been practicing. So next time I go live and do gaming, it's going to be a fun time playing because I haven't done her online yet. I did Cammy though. Gold with cams. Anywho, back to this. Sorry for the tangent. Jimbo, yeah, they gave you a nice edit. You literally were Chris Pratt in Parks and Recreation as Andy in that one episode when everyone got drunk and he was just singing to himself. Literally got up there and just BS. I was like, okay, that's all we're gonna see. We're not gonna see them actually work. Okay, cool. Jessica Wilde. So I got flashbacks to season 2. I got very nervous. I was like, oh God. Oh God. I hate Manon too. I hate her so much, Uncle Gumball. I hate her too. I also don't like JP. He can go suck a rock. Like, fuck every JP player. Oh, that zoner. Ew. Hate him. And anybody that plays with Ken, sorry, but he's too much. It's like no one's picking right. You choose Ken. I feel some kind of way. I feel like y'all hate the Little Mermaid too. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It was, I think the funniest part about this is when she said axe. like she was doing, like, I can't even do it right, but it was axe. Like she had that E at the end, got its own solo time. But I had got some flashbacks in season 2. And I was like, oh my God, please. If I hear Michelle Visage talking about, oh, it was really hard to understand you. I'm like, wait, but Trinity K. Bonet's not here with a flipper for you to have that conversation. Put a cork in it. I was nervous. But I was like, oh my God, please don't let that be a thing. Don't let it be a thing. But yeah, Jessica did good. I skipped everybody else's because honestly, it was just like okay, light. Kahana can't sing. Lala gives a good track with this wonderful. Alexis Michelle seemed to be doing well. It was like, oh, she had a little trouble, but she got it. It was so quick. I was like, oh, that's impressive. Like, obviously she's going to do well. All right, let's go. Mind you, rehearsals, Kandy, like, it was giving, this was so weird to me. I was like, okay, Adam Shankman is also the guest judge this week. Shout out to him because I love School of Rock, one of my favorite movies. Also did a good job with, I believe, Hairspray. Yes, I love that too. He was great. I enjoyed him as a choreographer. He felt, really like in there with everyone. And, it was good advice. I was enjoying him as a choreographer. Y'all like, well, no, this is the one who I thought was having trouble. So like, obviously we're going to get something else. But again, there's always that arc of you did so good. So it's like, okay, whatever. Anywho, I had to stop paying attention to this because it's like, does this even matter anymore? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you're showing me they did bad. This one did good. But at the end of it, let's just get to the final product because you're going to show me what they have done after how many other edits we've gotten, and let's just go with it. Alexis Michelle tries to be warm and friendly in this room and talk about Joan, and, this is an icon, and, I want y'all to know that I know about Joan Crawford, and, I sometimes do Joan Crawford numbers and Mommy Dearest numbers, and my name's Alexis Michelle, and I am, up for consideration for the Academy. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, this is Zara. Do you want to see the other version of the shirt? Do you want to see the other version? I have the inverse version of that shirt. Hold on. Let me go get the shirt. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so okay, listen. This is me though. This is like how this is such an old shirt, mind you. Okay, that's why you barely see me wear it because I don't really wear anything from Zara anymore, right? So, I used to get this. I used to shop like all the other gays before we went out to the club, and we go to like Zara and other certain stores that we thought were like thrifty fashion, like not thrifty, but more so like I'm not going to spend too much money, but I spent some money, and we all shop here, so we can't make fun of each other. That kind of shit, right? Like this is why I don't go out anymore because I think ooh, there are some people whose the nightlife is their life, and it's not good. Like there are some folks who it's their life and it's their job and they're making their money, but there are some people who make that their personality. You know who I'm talking about. The club gays, the bar gays, the ones that make it their personality. It's like, girl, you supposed to pass on through. Anywho, this thing has shrunk since then, but yes, I totally know about the shirt. But yeah, I think this one looks better though. I liked it with the snakes and the flowers. I thought it was pretty. That is so funny. Someone's like, do you have that shirt? Of course, I have the opposite version of it. I do. Because everybody back in the day, like, listen, with fashion and how things go with t-shirts, there was a moment when everything was florals and it was loud graphics and it was just a whole lot of shit on a shirt. And that was the way to go. You wanted the print. You wanted to have a whole lot of lots. So you wanted to look all jazzy. Now everybody's, back to the American Apparel days. Even though American Apparel doesn't exist anymore. May they rest in peace. Yeah, they're out of business. Lala Ree says that Grace Jones is her inspiration as Night of 1,000 Grace Jones is the runway. I was like, not them setting Lala up to have this really weird critique like this, but thank you for putting that in there, even though she do give Grace Jones tease down. Shout out to James Mansfield and Alexis Michelle for doing one of my favorite lines from Mommy Dearest. You have to move the tree before you clean. I'm not mad at you, Hoga. I'm mad at the dirt. Oh my God. It's one of my favorite parts from that movie, y'all. It's so funny. Oh, I loved it. Loved it. But shout out to Lala Ree for, you know what, Lala, I gotta give you some love here, sister, because I have been the person in the room who I cannot relate to what is being said necessarily in terms of the film or movie they're discussing, but there is a film that is very related to that with same mommy issues that are going on that we as know about. And look how I did that so people can get mad. Girl, when she used Precious. And I thought to myself, imagine if it was Night of 1,000 Moniques, then they all would go out there with hairy legs. They would. And now Matthew. We're not going to talk about that control. No, we're not. No, we're not. Not today. Good for her. Good for her. Good for her. Good for her. Child, listen, I find it funny that she quoted the movie Precious. Like, do y'all know? Have y'all not seen that movie? I gave you Mommy Dearest today, and you definitely should see Precious. But if you're going to see Precious, if you're a trauma trigger kind of person, do not watch it. If seeing traumatic events takes you out and it's emotionally draining, do not see that movie. you're welcome for me telling you in advance because it's going to take you there, and it's an interesting ride. It's a good movie, but the book is much worse. Oh, Pushed by Sapphire. Oh, the book is much worse. Oh, the book is much worse. But I still think Gabourey Sidibe should have got that Oscar for her playing Precious. I don't care what nobody says, but I cried so intensely during that movie. It's one of the ones that whenever I see, it still makes me emotional at particular parts. I don't want to write anymore. Like that part, whoa, that was too much for me. And then also, who gonna let me? Who coming home at night and tell me I got these things with this bitch over here sitting and talk about me with her pen and paper? Oh baby, please. Mariah Carey looking like her normal self. Could you believe it? Mariah Carey with makeup off. It was a gag. Right, Precious. It's a lot. The book is worse though. The book is worse. Because imagine reading that. But there's things in the movie they couldn't show you. And also there's a scene in the movie when she's going upstairs. She's like, come help mommy, Precious. Honey, they describe it a little bit. The book goes in literally with that. It's just horrible. Sick. But yeah, it's one of those movies that'll change you, and as well as the book. The book will take you out. Anywho, sorry, I had to have a moment there. They were talking about shit I like. I was like, okay. Michelle looks good. T.S. Madison always gives what needs to be given. And Adam is, looking like he's about to buy some from somebody shady in an alley in West Hollywood. But RuPaul, take a breath. Oh, wait, you'll probably explode. Ru is giving, but I also am looking at this babe. It looks like someone imported her torso onto a hippie leg. Like it feels like this is the factory in Child's Play 2 when they were recreating Chucky, and they took a piece of Rue from the top. It was like, and then just twisted her on real quick. I live, but I'm also like, I know you cannot at all breathe, at all. That the whole time Rue was like this. I said, oh, sister, I know when you were done with this show, you were like, take it off. Had to go to the doctor. I bet that next physical, were your organs rearranged? Very that. Janet Jackson rumor from the Demita Joe days when they said she removed an extra rib so she could have abs because there's no way Janet Jackson could get in shape. It was really weird. Look at this. Even the laugh. Look at the body position. Look at her. This is a laugh, y'all. Wait, look at the body position. Nothing changed. She's still here. Everything from this up is moving just fine. Downstairs, them arms are dead. I'm certain the circulation's been cut off. It's okay. But this is a bop. I think this looks everything. I was like, I was living. I was like, okay, bro, this is sickening. But are you okay? Oh, yes, Michelle looks good. I love Michelle with some big hair, and red is her color. T.S. Madison always gives because friend of the show. Love you, Madison. Love you down, sister. You don't ever disappoint. No such thing. Adam Shankman has eyeliner on. Go, Adam, go. I was here for it. Let's talk about the Rusical, because I think the Rusical is going to be, I can't. No, everybody on the judges panel looks great. Listen. No, seriously though. Listen. I can't even get through my own joke. Okay, so I have to tell y'all, somebody in that viral retweet I did cut out Eureka, and they just posted it into the comments. And I was like, let me save this, because if this is what I think it is, and it's like one of those clippable photos, I'm going to be done. Girl, get ready for the panel tomorrow. We're playing a drinking game. I just wanted to get y'all prepared for it. We'll be playing a drinking game tomorrow. I'm going to re-edit this. And it's going to be Eureka sitting on something flat is going to be the name of the game. Find Eureka in the photo sitting on something that is not actually a chair, and we will take shots. So get ready for tomorrow. Sunday is going to be a hoot. Oh, goodness gracious. Shout out to everybody that knows this reference from what had went around on the internet this week. I had a good time when I saw this. I said, girl, let me put her on this panel, and she just fits so perfectly. I was like, oh my God. Oh, someone's going to steal this and not give me credit. I can't wait to see it on Instagram. That one account. I'm like, girl, you be clipping my screenshots. Like, come on. Anywho, like, tag me, bitch. It's okay. We could work with each other, unless you're just a hater and you just want to take my stuff. Anywho. Okay, so this was fun, right? This was a good time. That's why Eureka can't be on a panel, because can you imagine her sitting there? Yeah, Rue. Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. It was a good time. Honestly, the whole show was great. I think this is one of the better musicals that they've had. But let's talk about Halle Berry and Dorothy Dandridge for a moment. Listen, I'm always happy to see Halle Berry doing any work where she's not losing a child. End of sentence. I have more, honey. Losing Isaiah, Monsters Ball, 9. The list goes. I pull up that lady's resume. Don't bring children around the Berry, but that's Halle Berry as Dorothy Dandridge. That is not Joan. That's Halle Berry. Halle Berry. Okay. Hello. It'd be Andre the Giant before it would be Joan Crawford, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm fine. Listen, so scandalous. I think Kahana performed well. Look, ain't that Halle? I told you, this is Halle Berry. Now, Kahana, listen, I know you may not like me. I don't know why. If you don't do Halle Berry for Halloween in some sort of anything, I'm going to tell you, with all of this pudding that you're molding around, let me tell you something. Bitch, you could do the boomerang Halle Berry with that short wig. You could do Baps Halle Berry. That's easy. Like, let's call it what it is. I'm being honest. Like, she could do a lot of Halle Berry shit. Like, Kahana is built now for that. Like, she should do a lot of immolations. Oh my goodness. Like, once I saw her in this look, I was like, oh no, she definitely could do a whole lot of different looks of Halle. And I think Halle would retweet. I'm just trying. I just kept seeing Halle Berry. I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay. I mean, Kahana has a little bit more range in her throat than Halle do, because, Halle's vocals are like Sierra's singing range when it comes to emoting in her throat. Now, face-wise, fine. Physical, But when Halle be upset, it's the same tone. Screaming, too, it's a weirdness. I love Halle, but sometimes I'd be like, okay, what are you doing? So I think they're related in that sort of sense, because I think that Kahana is very talented. She moves well. Again, she's not a dancer like she told us, but she knows her body and she knows how to perform. And I think she's an entertainer. I think she is talented. I am going to say, though, that I was not really rocked by this performance. I thought it was good, though. I was like, she's moving right. But every time it got to the face, sometimes I was like, this is a lot for, I don't know why. And it turned, I was like, okay, I don't know. But I also thought her song was way too long. And I think that took me out of it, because it almost seemed like it lasted forever. It was the same old dancing song and da 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 da, and I thought I was watching the Birdcage on DVD menu screen for a second. I thought I left it on and I just woke up to da-da, damn, Nathan Lane. Like, I didn't know. But I still thought it was good. Yes, opinion holes. I have mentioned that several times, actually, that they did this 3 times. Let me mention it again, just in case we have forgotten that I made that point already, that they had to do this 3 times. I've mentioned that several. Thank you for repeating it, but so we're clear. She also confirmed this at Roscoe's. I saw the same video as you. So, regardless of that, what take did they use? And that also, this is me, though. Hey, Jenny Lee, I see you on my Patreon. Love you, sister. This is me, though. Did y'all purposely pick bad edits of some folks? Or was it the best of the best? I need to know. Or, and also with judging, if we saw something different, listen, oh, here we go. And then you give them a critique that doesn't apply to what we saw because you saw 3 reactions. We didn't. How are we as an audience supposed to like gauge what you're saying as the facts? Like, you saw 3 shows. We saw 1. I disagree with this comment because she's still here. How was she done dirty? She also picked this role. She picked the role. Why would you actually hold on? Chop. I'm still chopping your comment, but I'm also going to reiterate how this can't be. But if we're going to blame somebody, you need to go to Alexis Michelle, who was like, well, that's the younger, prettier one. So that's right up your alley. She took that lady's word for it. She did. Did she know it was the start of the whole Rusical? That's me. Once again, I'm going to say this. I wouldn't want to take the starting role. I would not because it's going to take some time for like the show's long. Like they're going to get tired eventually. And you don't want to be the beginning and they forget about you. And that is where I feel was her biggest mistake, was not thinking that through. Like, don't open the show. You'd have to be really, really good. Like really, really good. And this isn't that opener that's really good because it low key was like Joan Crawford and Coco Cabana. Like, I think this happened to somebody else on another season too, when someone like chose a role. They were like, oh, I love this role. And it was in the beginning, and then the judges forgot about them and they were safe. And it was like, why? How? It's like, girl, they forgot. It's you took someone's word and went for it. I would have chose something towards the end if it was me. I'm like, no, I want them to remember my ass, especially if I'm not confident in what I'm doing. James Mansfield, I'm surprised. I thought because you know your feet are lost in existence with rhythm that this wasn't going to be well, but I saw they gave you a tender-toed choreography. Tiptoe through the someone about to get murdered. It's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre trailer, but no, I thought James did pretty good. It was light. It was very light. It was Big Lotto, if you will. You know, I thought it was nice, but you know, they gave her a little tender comedy role. It was foot here, foot back, step a little walk, make a face, pose, walk away, physical acting. Fine. It was okay. I thought it was fine. Now, this would have scared children if they had no context to who this was, where this came from, and if it appeared in the middle of the night in the dark. Don't say I'm lying, because you know I'm telling you the truth. All right? Screamed a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you, because I thought Kandy wasn't going to do well based off of the choreography, that part with Adam. She did good. I was like, okay. But there was a comment that I think, was it Michelle that made about your voice was so good. Honey, it was reworked for the track. And then there was another comment about someone else's voice not sounding great. I'm like, hold on. Whose fault is that then? Is that the engineer's fault, or is that the person's fault for being so shitty their voice couldn't be worked over into something good? This wasn't live singing. No shade. Like they had to sing this, but like this wasn't live singing. This was recorded tracks and it was posted. Don't do that today. Don't sit here and act like that girl got up there and gave us a Renaissance tour. That you won't break my. But I think that her voice was worked well. I thought Kandy did really good, and I enjoyed her performance. Was it my top performance of the night? But I still think that Kandy. I was like, this was a lot better than the Rusical on her season. You know, the Rusical on her season, she was flopping around, sister. It was a shark out of water. But no, this time I was like, okay, I enjoyed it. And I thought she was selling her part. Every close-up that happened, Kandy was in the camera. Kandy was doing extra, hitting her marks. That hair was moving. I was like, okay, this is what we ask for. So her getting a win is not outside of my range of thinking that this would have been something that could have happened. I didn't agree with it, but I'm like, it does make sense. Mama worked. And it's also a great storyline to come from the worst time of your life to now being, oh my God, I can say I won a Rusical versus almost like should have went home on a Rusical before RuPaul made different decisions. But Jessica Wilde, in my opinion, and this is not to shade Kandy or anybody else in this episode, she was the best for me overall, including this Rusical, even though I think Lala Ree had the best of the best for this, but it was like as a package, I thought this and the Runway together was like, oh, she got a second win today. No shade. She was eating that choreography alive. And her facial expressions were great. I love it when the girls recognize that their wigs can be moved and tossed and thrown into the air. I love it when the wigs are utilized as pizza. But like, for real, like, I also thought that this was a great choreographed number from Adam with the rose bushes that were utilized on the stage with the glittered axe and how that was played into it. I was really impressed by Jessica Wilde this week. So I was shocked. That energy was through the fucking roof. I was like, okay. And I love that Kandy and her went back to back because no shade. The first two was like, okay. But then Kandy was like, oh, okay, I'm waking up. Jessica woke me up. Like I sat up for Kandy. Do you understand me? Listen, let's pretend like we're in our rooms. You got a TV in your room and something came on and you were trying to fall asleep, but you like you have to pay attention now. I was nodding off, but enjoying myself for the first two. But I was like, I can go to sleep to this. Then we get to Kandy, and I woke up like this, like, oh, turn my head a little bit, like, oh. I haven't turned away. Now Jessica starts performing, and I was like, oh. I had to sit up, like, oh, it's getting interesting. It's getting interesting. But Lala's when I was fully awake. Bitch, I started getting ready for the day. Honey, Lala Ree. If they had liked your runway, because I personally liked your runway, except for the fabric, I personally liked your runway. But if they had liked your runway, I think you also would have been a contender for this week. Because in my opinion, out of every single person up there, and I'm including Jessica to this, you had the best part with the most relatable music, with the most likable track, like likable lyrics. The choreography, everything about what she did was like the most enjoyable out of everybody's. And a discussion. And a discussion. You don't have to like it. I'm talking about the performance. I loved Let's Go, Joan. And then it was the slap, 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 slap. What? Like, it was... facial expressions, the full body language, choreography work. Listen, if there were other things taking place for Lala Ree in this competition, she probably would have 2 wins on her. I think the runway does play a huge factor into this. Even though I like this week's look, I just would have chose a different fabric. And to the designer of the look, props to you, because I thought it was a bop. We would have had a different conversation about the fabric being used. I would have been like, now how much is the one that she actually used? And then let's go and see if we have the budget for it. Because that was where I thought the mistake was as far as the look. But I was just like, it's an obscure obscure Grace Jones reference. But it's like, y'all, I just realized the play on words here. Joan Crawford Rusical, Grace Jones. I wonder what that conversation was like at that table, Reed. I wonder what it was like, honey. Can you imagine? Bitch, we're going to do a Joan Crawford Rusical and then get this because, it just makes sense. Like the names are like right there, right? Grace Jones, Night of 1,000 Grace Jones. What do you think, Ro? Like that's the person who I think pitched that. I don't know, or somebody in the room turned and was, if we're gonna do that, you might as well done Indiana Jones, Night of 1,000 Indiana Jones. No, I'm playing, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, that's what you wanted to do. Now, the person who I thought looked the most like Joan Crawford is Alexis Michelle, as far as the look is concerned for the Rusical number. Jesus Christ, Alexis looks good. And Alexis also was doing a lot of the extra excerpts for me that, I would expect from Faye Dunaway doing Joan Crawford for me. I thought she did good. I thought it was great. I really don't like country music, and I don't like the hoedown kind of crap. I really don't. But I was enthralled, and I was engaged, and I thought she was doing the physical properties of what Faye Dunaway did as Joan Crawford's characters. The arm movements down the full bit. It was very Broadway, but like, I see it differently than some of y'all. And I disagree with a lot of you, and I'm cool on that. I'm definitely staying out this comment section this week. No way. Like, they're subtle. You're kidding me. About what? Like, the song was trash. Call it what it is. There's no subtlety in her performance at all. The song is trash. Like, dum 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 dum. Like, why? Like, why? There. Did it have to be all genres? Like, listen, hold on, Leland, let me talk to you real quick. Whatever y'all were discussing. Did it have to be? Did y'all have to? This could have been more like a Madonna moment at the boardroom, and y'all did this in black and white. And she did well. What is your point, baby? Same thing with... They all chose their parts. She did well, in my opinion. I thought she did really good. I'm not moving it. Nothing to change here. No, she did really good, actually. I just didn't enjoy the song, and that took me out of it. Like, ew. Because, well, also, why is Faye Dunaway in a boardroom outfit? I'm from Texas, so I know. Like, okay, yes, we can make this argument that Kandy doing the wire hanger bit as disco didn't make any sense either, but it was definitely more entertaining. Oh God, this reminds me of All Stars. Which one was that with Kylie Sonique Love? Was that 6? Yes, 6. It reminds me of when that song came out for the ratty yaddy, all that nonsense. Hated it. I thought it was, this is nice, but like, you don't have to cover all bases. Okay, just because that Musgraves lady likes us, that doesn't mean you have to do that, babe. You don't have to. Just because Orville Peckinpahker, no, we don't have to. And I'm not saying if you love country, no shade, but the hoedown music ain't for us. I'm just saying, that's not like the music they about to do some horrible shit to us with, baby. I'm just saying, but I thought she did an amazing job and looked good. And I thought it was great. And I was shocked a little bit, but okay. To each their own with how we feel. Confirmation of Jimbo basically being in the Illuminati or possibly using one of the steps to be in the Illuminati. Very much that. Breaking news. Jimbo is auditioning for the Illuminati. Do you remember when everyone was doing this and that with their eyes and everybody was like, oh, that's the sign of the eye, the all-seeing eye, and the devil. Bitch, that's all I thought about when I saw this part. I was like, girl, not Jimbo letting us know they're in the Illuminati, so they're going to win this season. Because they've already made a blood sacrifice. As a matter of fact, the red dress is a symbol of the blood that they've shed. So that way they can be put into those positions. Yes, that's right. That's it. Oh my God. It all makes sense now. And this is like her sacrifice for the season. She has to play this role right now. Okay, listen, I know sometimes people watch videos with half the speed, but I had to check certainly if that is what was taking place today because, wow, Jimbo, I'm going to tell you this though, props to you for doing the choreography. You did the choreography. I don't know if this was supposed to be like, you know, you're playing the age of the character and all that jazz, but I was nervous you were going to break something. So tender with every movement. So tender. I mean, honey, that there was not one hard moment in any of that choreography. This part here, whoa, when I tell you, I could hear a baby's rattle. Every time it felt like a pillow landed somewhere softly. I don't know. Bouncing quarters off of the mattress, bitch. I was like, what is going on? She did the best she could do. And you know what? I thought it would have been much worse. So I am not chopping this. I am going to say slow motion for me. Let me see you bounce that, move that, do that. No, that's rodeo. That's rodeo, Matt. Oh my goodness. Why am I thinking of Juvenile right now? Let's see here. Everyone had a great day. Except for James Mansfield later this episode. But let's continue. Category is Night of 1,000 Grace Joneses. Up first is Kahana Montrese. Okay, so Kahana looks good. She does. I would have needed to see the photo to have known the reference completely, not immediately. She looks great. The Vegas-fication of it all, though, it's killing me a tad bit. And so I wanted her to be more, to have a little bit more on the Grace money here. A little bit. I just wanted a little more of it. Because there are going to be other looks like how Kandy did her look. Kandy's is not a full interpretation of Grace Jones, but it's her way of doing it. But it's still more inclined to me being like, oh, I get that. Versus this one. She looks great. But like, and that's my only critique to it. That's it. It's my only, okay, but it's still a good look and she's sickening. But yeah, I mean, hey. I don't hate it. I just, okay. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I said, oh, those are foxtails, not cool. I was like, James Mansfield got a whole bunch of Candace Owens on his body. Whoa! Disclaimer, this program is for entertainment purposes only and content is not intended to malign any religion, race, company, individual. I said, looking like Terry Crews, Candace Owens. Who else can we name on that body? I said, look at all of them on there. Okay, carrying their families up in the trees. I can't do it. I won't. But oh, fuck no. Ooh, not the Todrick tails. There you go, M. That was a good one. Oh, Todrick tails. That was funny. Listen, Listen, babies, listen. I love how James went for a look like this, and it's a look that may not be personally like one of Grace Jones' best, but it works for her because it's her. It's her. Oh, what did Terry do? Oh, do you want me to take you down that rabbit hole? Real quick, Dawn, go look up Gabrielle Union and Terry Crews. Just put those two names together. You're welcome. What did Terry Crews do? Honey, go write it up. This is around the first time when people started really getting into woke Twitter too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Type in her name and his name together, and then maybe Twitter or controversy. And then go from there and have a good day. Have a good day with that one. Yep. Woo. Because he needed to be on someone's side that day, and he did some fuck shit. And it was like, wow, okay, so that's what this is. You're about the dollar. You're not about like the person or the okay, got you. He's about the coin. This is low key where it's at. But Gabrielle said that she experienced racism. Terry Crews got up there tap dancing and said she was basically, yep. Literally a part of the same show. He didn't want to lose his job, and then he like started ass kissing and all that kind of shit, and it was really weird. And it was like, what? And ever since then, we've been side eyeing. We've been side eyeing him. It was a lot. It was a lot that day. It was a lot. I remember Twitter was in shambles. I was like, what? Yeah, he totally did an about face on Black women. And I was like, whoa, like, okay. But back to James, though. Sorry, I had to pull in some little gossip and talk right there. Go look it up. Type that shit in, man. You will see that threat. Honey. Okay. Woo! He tried to walk away from the situation, pretend like nothing happened. It was bad. It was like, oh, okay, well, we see you. Isn't that one of the reasons? I forget if he's still on that show or if that was one of the reasons he stepped away. I forgot. He had to step away for a second because of that, because he was like, I have to walk away from social media. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? Listen, I think James is great. I think I think James losing weight is the issue with the outfit, which isn't an issue for them. Props to you, mama. But shit don't fit the same way. So a lot of stuff ends up being loose on James. And I've noticed this over the weeks. And it's like, oh, stuff that she had fitted is not fitting the same. And it's like, would you just, I mean, how can you you already got your pads, the way you want them. Like, how do you add that in there? How do you do it? Like, it kind of killed it for me. And I was like, damn, I know that even, I don't know if it would still have been good, but I feel like that was something that has been playing against her for most of the weeks. It's you losing weight and congratulations, but shit's not fitting anymore and looks funny. But even if it fit better, I would still say this is ugly. Even I hated this on Grace, but I mean, like Rihanna can wear some of the ugliest things ever that people would wear, but she wearing it looks great. Some people can just rock nonsense. Some people can. Speaking of, I'm kidding. Oh, not me trying to gaslight the triggered fans, y'all. Oh, Darnell, thank you so much. I see you on my PayPal. Appreciate the tippy poo. Thank y'all for tuning in. 483 of y'all in this piece. We almost had 500 at one point in time. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. It's your boy, Matty Rants. We're talking about RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. 9 billion. No, All-Stars 8, Episode 6. Joan, the Unauthorized Rusical. We're on a Night of 1,000 Grace Jones Runway. We're talking about Kandy Muse. Positives. And there's going to be critique here because I find people are really weird when they say people are wearing the same silhouettes and we're not going to do the same thing for a person here. If you took all of that shit off of it, it'd be a bathing suit. But guess what? It's still it gives for me. If it was a Cinderella moment and they literally just took the hat off and just ripped off, it literally would be the same that we got. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. it still fucking works because it looks good. And I like it when Kandy goes a little, a little avant-garde, a little extra here. That headpiece is giving, and I like that she put her K in there for the exclamation point. That's a vibe. That gives, that eats. Okay. So I'm cool with it. And I liked it. I thought she looked good. But in my mind, as I'm looking at it, I'm like, you bitch. You have a girl, that's a bathing suit. I mean, you're about to lip sync in this outfit. Just take all that off. I keep it on that same wig you want to wear. Go in. Because low-key, every time Kandy get backstage for Untucked, that wig is either off or it's that same wig she about to lip sync in. I'm about to clean the house on a Sunday wig. Anywho, I think Kandy looked good. I just was like, it's a bathing suit with that on top of it, but it's a good look. Jessica Wilde is next. Let me tell you something. Jessica did that Pharaoh so well, and she did Grace Jones so well. I said, Jessica Wilde, okay, I see you, black woman. I was like, what? Listen, I thought this was a bop. I really did. And I like the hair, me too, Jarvis. I was like, hold up, the texture is getting. I said, not that she got herself the right texture. I was weak, but I lived because I was like, you know what? Okay, like she ain't missing. Listen, Jessica Wilde is a versatile queen. Okay, she ain't never gonna paint on the wrong face, right? It ain't never gonna be some controversial. It's not that. It's not that. She gives like Mama can move herself around in multiple categories, and I was like, you know what? Okay. I loved it. And I knew the reference too, so I think that's another reason why I was like, this. Oh, I got some super chats I've missed. Excuse me. Lush, but don't hush. Actually, I should not be speaking of her since she's transphobic. Let me fuck that lady. Miss Mama with her little mama ways of thinking. Never mind. But thank you, Lush, don't hush, for the super chat. Our RBJ. I always think of Chantel whenever I read that for BBJ. Alexis Michelle really is at her best when she's not being Alexis Michelle. Parking lot, that's a yes and no for me. Some parts of Alexis Michelle being herself are really good. Really good. And other parts you'd be like, no, what's happening? Farnsworth Bentley, blowing on Halibarus. Alexis plays Sizzle, Seek and Destroy. Oh. Farnsworth again. Thanks, babes. Kahana's Runway turning into Paper Mario Strike. I'm still mad at the last Paper Mario game, so I'm still mad at the last Paper Mario game. They changed that battle system and it ruined the game. The turn dial of it all, like, oh, gross. Okay. I love that I have Paramount Plus on as we speak on my TV, and this is the look that came up at the same time. I have one issue with this, and that's the fabric choice, because I actually liked this, and I thought it was a cool look that was done. No, not Grace, girl, not Grace Jones, child. No. I was quoting a song from Empire, and it's the look, but don't touch. And her name was Tiana on the show, I think, right? I don't even remember. That was Empire was so long ago. It's the girl in the show. In real life, she did some sort of weird video on Instagram where she was talking about gender and this, that, and the other. And it was, yeah. So yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Not Grace Jones, please. Luca, no. Grace is family, okay? So listen, yes, I see what they were trying to do. Soraya, thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. See, that's her name. Her name is Sedone. So don't listen to her music. There you go. So don't listen to her music. Mm-hmm. Um, it just that's the only. I like the construction. I like the bow. I thought all of that was good. All of that was good. All that was good. What you said, lush and transform. I'm talking to too many people now. We got to stay up. We got to stay focused. Woo. But I was fine with that. I just wanted a different fabric to really kind of emulate this look here. You know, I didn't think it was as bad as what they said. Like when they were like, and I was like, I wasn't as mad as y'all about it. But like, I get your point. But hey, I think they had expectations for Lala to do a more well-known, iconic look. But again, they're only given what is seen on Getty Images as looks to do for Grace Jones. So if it's from somewhere else, not so much. I wasn't mad at this. I wasn't mad at it. But I thought that this look peed. I thought this look peed. Honey. Alexis Michelle Williams, when Jesus says yes. Do you hear me, Alexis Michelle Williams? Nobody can say no. You peed. You peed, bitch. Tell you, look, that hat sat right on the spot, too. I said, look at you. Look at you. Hold on now. This is why I was upset she didn't have commentary this week. Are you hearing me now? This is why I was upset. This deserved a conversation, regardless if they may have felt she wasn't good in the Rusical. Not that I saw the same. Honey, this is one of my favorite fucking looks from Grace Jones. I am planning on doing a very different interpretation of this look for my own drag as piece of cake, because that hat, I'm always inspired. Every time I see this look, I'm like, oh, I want the purple makeup. I want the hat, and I want to do something with that top part and then do something completely different for the bottom. But like, it's one of my looks that I'm inspired by for Grace Jones. So I was like, oh my God, Alexis is doing one of my favorites, and it looked good. I was shocked. I was like, oh, clearly the best look of all of them. No shade. This is clearly the best of all of them in terms of the runway. Like, we're definitely going to be talking about this today. I was spooked. Well, she did back in the day because, you know, they were very, okay, let me be quiet. I mean, actually, JT is the more problematic one if you really want to go there. But a lot of people like the City Girls like that. So I'm not going to come down on them because, you know, some people give passes for the girls. But in the past, there have been things that were said that were fucked up. Yes. But more on JT than I remember Young Miami. Yeah, JT was the one that was a little bit on the other stuff. She had old tweets that had to be deleted. Mm-hmm. Oh, Kevin Hart said that too, Dawn. By the way, I know you're joking about it, but Kevin Hart also made like jokes about that too. Y'all, do y'all remember when we were trying to get rid of him, and it kind of worked for a little bit, and then you know that people stepped in and helped. It was like, he made jokes about it, and then got really, it was like, oh, how y'all going to be sensitive? I'm like, you made jokes about beating the gay out of your child. Like, what are you talking about? Anywho, Jimbo, are y'all mad? Listen, I'm not mad at this. I thought this was kind of fire. You want to know why? She's not wearing a breastplate. It's not over exaggerated. It's not bimbofied. She actually paid homage. Like, I'm just saying that for me, I enjoyed it because she didn't go the full route that she normally goes. She literally took this and said, well, if I'm going to do Grace Jones, I'm going to do Grace Jones. And I'm not going to take this to my Jimbo level. And I'm like, oh, I kind of enjoyed it. I think I was also shocked. Like, because the hat was hair, and that's kind of the most Jimbo thing about it. But I enjoyed it. I really did. I was like, you know what? I wasn't expecting this. Like, that was me. It's like, this is definitely a better look than what James gave. No shade, but like, I'm shocked. Like, oh, okay. Thank you for not going the route that I thought you were going to go with Grace Jones. Thank you. Appreciate it. That was me. So I let it be. Oh my goodness. Okay. Continuing. Bernie raves, shut your face. That's not funny. We're not talking about read it back. Oh, continue. This time I brought the fame games in there. Hi. Monica Beverly Hills. Hope you're having a good day, Monica. Naysha Lopez is Jennifer Lopez doing Grace Jones. I love the bodysuit. Live, actually. Ma'am, this is literally the package. And you know what's true? To remind you, Naysha only had 2 weeks to get ready for this. So put that on top of our thoughts here. But no shade. This is the watermelon look. This is like one of the runs that you did. It's a lot. Tom, that was okay. Thank you for saying that, because that was when I was watching this. I was like, what does that have to do with what was on top of her head? Is she a different animal? I was like, is she a different? Is she another one? I don't know. She only had 2 weeks. Listen, you can whip up a bodysuit quick now. You can pull that to get what kind of fabric do you want? It needs to stretch. Let's go. But I don't think there's a way on earth that she would have been able to walk down that runway every week and Michelle Visage not say something like she does for. I thought this was like an opposites attract runway when I saw this. Like, oh, so they're doing like in-range colors. Okay. Grace looks so good here too. Like, Grace looks so amazing. Naysha as J-Lo in that damn Motown tribute. Don't trigger me, Drewski. Sorry I'm late. Got stood up for the second time in a row. Gonna rewatch this live to make me feel better. Fuck them, Tristan. You're worthy. I know all about it, babes. Love you. Let's move forward. It's not good. Now, Kasha Davis, this was in your purse. This was in your purse. Now, this may be my second favorite look that you've done this season. I was shocked. I was like, oh, you did this look. Oh, interesting. Hey, I wasn't expecting it from Kasha, so it made me gag a little bit. It made me gag. Now, As the World Turns was enough for me, Mrs. Davis. But I appreciate you for turning around and saying, here's my hole. Sploosh. You know, I do agree. It could have been different fabric. I agree with that. It could have been different. Just a little bit more. But, you know, for what it's worth, I'm shocked. I was like, oh, this is this is not in the normal wheelhouse package that I have from her, and I like it. Mm-hmm. No. Talk about body positivity, homogenic. No, I'm just a bottom that doesn't care for whole. Okay, just so we're clear. Show me the cylinder, the shaft, if you will. I don't want to see the chasm. I'm not here for the gorge. Okay, I like to, jump into pools of water. All right, but I'll grab a floaty, if you will, long, sometimes small, medium sizes. But listen, just. Okay. Nothing about body. No, I prefer things that, escape, not release. It's fine. That didn't make any sense. Keep going. Darian Lake is next. Darian ate this up. Darian Lake, you ate this alive. Okay, first of all, Darian is winning the fame games for me right now. My vote goes to Darian Lake. Bitch, this was okay. Is it the way she sold it to? Please tell me that's where y'all were thinking too as well. At first I was like, all right, Thick Thorgy out here with that same fucking hat. Whoa, Matty. Whoa, slow down there. Whoa, slow down there. Slow down there. Slow down there. I just wanted to laugh off camera for just a second. But listen, no, I think she looks great. This is sickening. I like the construction. I think it's fabulous. I'm not lying. Thorgy used to wear these, I'm possibly going to lead my people through 40 days and 40 nights through the desert kind of hats. Middle East. Like, come on. Yeah, go. Giving you Afro beats kind of hat. You know. Mama had them dreads, dry as they be. Telling you. Came in the workroom. I said, Africa. Whoa, hold on. Listen. All right. Let me stop. Let me stop. Bitch, I be seeing Thorgy come in the room. Move out the way. I'm with my girls. Will be okay, keep going, man. I love Thorgy, but I do. I promise you. But more like gods of Egypt, because you know. Couldn't be Prince of Egypt. Those people were in color. Oh my God. See, this, I can't, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not. This is not how this works. Okay. Sorry. So listen, Dawn set that up. You blame Dawn for that joke. Okay. He mentioned it's his fault. It's all your fault, Dawn. Okay. Because now that joke, that one was real referential. Okay. Okay. I think everybody should have had critiques on the stage today. I think everybody should have had a conversation. I don't think there should have been, okay, you two are safe. No. If everyone did really well and we needed to get down to the nitty gritty and the nitpicky stuff, everyone needs to have a conversation. So that way you could have told Jimbo what the fuck happened in the Rusical, but your look was great. This would make you safe. Reasons being, Alexis, so you're not sitting backstage looking crazy. You look good. That was fine. And that would make sense to me as a viewer who's like, what the fuck is happening here? Lala, I understood, but I also didn't agree, but that was my take on it. Jessica Wilde thought was going to win. Kandy, I was surprised, but I was also like, good for her. But I didn't see her winning. I just saw her being in a high position. James, yeah. The performance was great, but hell no to this outfit. And Kahana, it's to this sister. I like reruns as much as the next person, but it's been feeling like that every episode. She's a beautiful girl. She's talented, and she is worthy. I am bored. And here's where my boredom's coming from, because I'm not saying that Kahana is not a great queen. That's not the story here. She's excellent. She's amazing. I don't think Kahana's wheelhouse of what she does well is drag race suitable. I think if this was a lip sync assassin and she was up for, yes, absolutely. If I thought this was a competition that would go into more of a Vegas route, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of comedy and a lot of acting here, and that is not your strong suit. And there's so much so of that guess what? It hurts you a bit, and it comes off like you're not doing well when in reality you're actually doing a good job. It's just we're comparing you to other people who are doing really good, and this is like their field. They know what they're doing, so it's hard to sit here and go, well, do we give her more points because we like her, or do we give her more points because she's actually doing the job? But she's not. So I'm gonna say this though about her. I think Kahana, for what it's worth, let's say she goes home next week or the following episode, she came here and she did way, way better than season 11. Way better. So much so that I don't even want to go back and look at that young man from the Planet Fitness that she was giving on that season. From that, you can get 12 months for $25 a month with this package here. You only can use the free weights though. That tease. I'm not getting that this time. And I like that with Kahan, but I'm like, it's been a season of you just giving the same. And that includes the challenges. But the same about her runway is that Mama has not looked bad once on this runway. Not a single time. Not one runway has she looked horrible. Not one. Some of the girls up here cannot say the same. And Kahana, you will always and forever have that. You will. I just think that some of these challenges, it just hasn't been your wheelhouse. And that's where her fuckery comes from. And that's all. So she's not bad. She's not terrible. She's not a horrible queen. Y'all have to stop with that narrative. Because I've seen some people online saying she's so untalented. I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you? No, no, we're not doing that. That's not what we're doing. But for this competition, it's a little tough. It's a little tough. This is not this. We need some more improv classes. We needed some we need some coaching. But this just with people like Jimbo and Alexa, it's tough. It's tough. Also, no shade, but Kandy's personality consumes Kahana's. And that happens in their own scenes together too, where I would like to know a lot about Kahana, and sometimes I end up only hearing about Kandy. And it's not Kandy's fault because Kandy knows what she's doing here, but in terms of seeing that relationship on television, it's it's consuming versus the same. So let me stop. Actually, let's just go down the line, everybody. James Mansfield, honestly, is likable as fuck. I'm glad that we're getting to know more about their journey and their story. They've lasted a lot longer than on their season. Same thing with Kahana. The problem with James is that it's like we get to the runway and it becomes I don't know, situation. There are, yes, this is great. And sometimes I don't know. And then with challenges, I don't think James is bad at what they do, but it does sometimes that voice is the shtick and it sort of plays into certain roles that she does. But I still think that James was a likable contender and I wanted to see a little bit more of them. Candice's, Nelson Candela Muse. Okay. You are producing the fuck out yourself and I'm enjoying that. You are the drama. Don't say that you're not. Villain of the season. You can claim it. Whatever. I'm enjoying Kandy this season. I don't agree with everything that Kandy's doing, but I'm enjoying her this season. The runways are a little the same for me. So it kind of makes me go, well, I just want her to give me a gown moment and not that one from the reveal. Oh, no, not that. But that's just where my mind is at with Kandy. I think she's playing the game. And she's playing the game very well. And the producers are loving it. Jessica Wilde, to me, right now, currently, you are the biggest competition for Kandy and Jimbo. And I'm going to be honest with you, because I think if Jimbo wins, I'd be happy. Honestly, I like Jimbo. Kandy wins, I'd be hyped for her because that's a whole nother kind of story. I really want Jessica Wilde to low-key possibly take this. And it's coming from a season 2, old school season kind of level. She also has been very consistent in what she's brought to the table. Even with last week being low, it's still been a very consistent thing about Jessica. I kind of would live to see Jessica win it. I don't know, man. Something about the Legacy Girls winning is a big, big thing, but I could still see the other two taking it, right? Alexis Michelle, you're in your way. Move, please. And that's my critique for you. One more time. Alexis Michelle, you're in your way. I know this is already filmed, but if I was talking to them in real time, it's like, you're in your way. You can step away from yourself right now and you can just start to play. Have fun. Have some fun, please. Please. Because I'm seeing you still think about everything. I'm seeing you still over your Libra is kicking in, that overthinking. It's your detriment sometimes because in reality, your drag package, while also similar to others, because everyone has their own little similar stuff, honey, Your outfits are so much better. Oh my God. You're not as tacky. Not as tacky. Shut up, Matty. No, you're not tacky. Like season 9 was a little tack fest, honey. It was Tic Tacs. Shake it if you will. Throw it in your mouth. Breath still gonna be bad. But it's been a wonderful ride seeing you on the runway. It's also been a wonderful ride seeing you cry on cue. You're a person who I love to be annoyed by, and that's an ultimate compliment. I promise you. I love that you're annoying. I love that Kandy pisses me off sometimes because she plays into it very well. It's like, oh, girl, why would you do that? But I'm like, I see. So, you just do that with it. But Real Havana, thank you so much for the super chat. Did Kandy cut James because he heard what Heidi heard? No. I have a theory now that I've seen Untucked on why decisions were made, and unanimously. Okay. I actually, I wouldn't have sent James home, but I fully believe that there was an off-camera conversation, and what we saw on camera was very light work. I believe there was a real conversation about how a certain amount of them would play it, and then it was sort of reiterated later through when we wouldn't be able to see it. Like, I don't believe it was just like a cut dry, oh, we're going to send James. I thought that was a strategy move, and it was played very well. And Kandy, not to give Kandy this much power, but the gift of gab, and a lot of girls are playing follow the leader this season because they don't want people to be mad at them. Isn't that right, Alexis Michelle? Because Kandy's so threatening. The hell? You're scared of her, girl. Whatever, Alexis. I think a lot of people are playing follow the leader, and also at the same time, ooh, wouldn't that be a key? Because let's say Angeria won that lip sync. Oh, I would have been gagged. Oh, I would have screamed. What? I'd have still been screaming, but that would have been even more of a gag if Kandy didn't win the lip sync and Angeria did in a group. The group. Oh my God, that's scary. But the power of persuasion lives in Kandy's flat chest. I want you to understand this, okay? It lives in that body. Now, James Mansfield and Kahana Montrese are in the bottom two. This is James' second time. This is Kahana's what? What time is are we on 4 or 3? I've given up count. I just know it's the most out of everybody. How long? What is it, y'all? Is it 3 or 4? Third? Okay, third time. A lot. 1 win, 3 times in the bottom. So at this point, that 1 win has you're still in the negative. If we're doing a point system by pluses, zeros, and negative ones, you know how it is. +1, 0, -1. You know what I'm saying? Safe, boom. You win. It's a +1, -1 in the bottom. Girl, it's negative. But in the same space, James ain't putting nothing on the board. And James also is in the -2. They're both -2 technically. Oh, shit. Because I always do it +1 if they win, 0 if they're safe. I don't care if they're high, 0 if they're safe. And -1 if they are in the bottom. So James being safe all them times, that's 0. -1, -2, second time, -2. This one over here, +1, it's what, -3, -2. If we counted this up, just like if we counted it, technically equal footing. But that's if you count wins into this and not think about the consistency of being in the bottom. This is if you calculate and start. Let me put some points to this and see how we're rolling here, right? Okay. For me, I'm picking Kahana because I'm just tired of, I just want to do what that would drive me as a contestant. Although James would be tempting because I'm like, maybe she's going to pick up the pace later. Maybe let me look at her closet real quick of clothes. Ooh, that's going to eat. Ooh, they're going to like her here. She was starting to get good critiques. So it's like, do we make a power move now that we know the fandom is going to hate because clearly? Or do we send Kahana home because do we have to go through this again? Okay. Can I pick both? Can we pull both? She's a threat. She's not. Send them both home. You trying to do that last week? Shit. I mean, but listen, you have to think about the situation at hand where Jessica had just got into the bottom for the first time and had a win. It always had been high and safe, where Kahana had been consistently bottom, not even like safe to talk to you. It's been consistent. You win one, we don't want to talk to you. We don't want to talk to you. Bottom, hole. Armando Rizzo, like very that. Okay, gaping, if you will, pootable, right? You know, some people find that sexy. They say it's talking back to you. I would say that they're not finished with whatever they had that morning. Yeah, that's what I would say. I'd say the hymns ain't doing the job. Mm-hmm. Just for, yeah, not so much. Get you some Activia, girl. Mm-hmm. You need them probiotics, baby. Yeah, that's what you need. Okay. Kandy, I knew that this was from season 13, and I also knew that you low-key wore somewhat the same thing for that girl group challenge. Yep. I said, look at her reuse. Also, this wig, honey, this is her It's Hot and I'm Tired wig. You do know that, right? When she's been in the backstage for Untucked, she put this wig on to be, you know, hey, I'm just chilling. This is a chill wig. Come on, Sundays. Yes. I said, go. Hey, do it, sister. Do it, sister. Chad, sometimes I'd be looking at these outfits and I look at that string that is holding this look together. I'm like, that sucker has the grace of God. It has been prayed over. Holy fucking water. Do you understand me? Because I'm looking at this outfit and I see that small ass string. I'm like, now what is that doing? What is it doing? Because it is holding. Okay, that sucker is on. Bitch, I want that kind of strength in my relationships. Do you hear me? One of my favorite people in the entire universe, Angeria. Call her Angie. Paris Van Michaels. Angie, you know I love you, sister. And I love you down. You're one of my favorite people in the universe. Do not take what I say personally. Because I'd be lying if I said that I was expecting you. Okay? I love you, Ange. I don't think of Angie as a lip sync assassin, though. I think of her as a contestant on the next All-Stars. I'd love to see her on All-Stars again, competing. But a lip sync assassin? Aha, no. No. And she's good, but she's good at parking and barking, and this wasn't a park and bark song. And so I thought to myself, why is she dressed like this? This ain't no park and bark. What we got my sister doing? You're supposed to give her a little Toni Braxton, Gladys Knight, okay, Yolanda, okay, a little something, Fanny, okay, maybe Kiki. What can you imagine if they had Kiki White on here? Yeah. Can you imagine if they put Kiki on here? Ah! RuPaul would never. That's too soulful. That's too soulful. If only you knew. Singing that same fucking song every year. Pregnant too. Always. Never not. I would assume her and Nick Cannon had a deal with some baby company. I don't know. Anywho. I love Angie. I want her on All-Stars again. I want her to compete again. I love me some Kiki. Sorry. I love me some Angeria. Okay? I love her down. But I didn't see Lip Sync Assassin. She deserves another spot at the crown, though, because Angie's a hoot. She's sickening, polished, and she's a good queen, okay? It's a Grace Jones song, of course. It better be. Now, Angie, I thought, was nice, and she did good. But my focus was on Candela, okay? My focus was on the Candela. Girl, it was at the beginning when she hit that little boom, and that was this now, Kandy, you don't know this, but that's a Pisa move for me. I enjoy doing a nasty little sit, like like real quick, let people know that, oh, I can bounce off this baby. It's not. I was in the spirit with Candace when I was like, I was like, I was like, oh, that's something I would have done. I thought Angie was doing good though. I was like, okay, she's giving face. Angie was, this wig. I love this look too. I love the look that Angie has on, but this wig. And this mug. Oh, I love this hair so much. Angie, I need this wig. Angie, I need this wig. I need this wig. I need the wig. Like today. Oh, can you see me in like a nasty red wig, but not like hot red, but like, a nice little auburn, a little rust color wig for me. Oh, bitch, I'd eat this wig alive. I want an ice spice color with my wig, okay? Like blah, like meh. Okay, very, very much that. Keep it on stop. This is how I rap. My name's Ice Spice. Every time I rap like this, I be talking like a spit. I be doing it so like everybody know my bikes. Oh, I be rapping like that. Wheels of my fat, butt so big. He's so hit. Like I swear to God, if you took away the music and just let her rap, we'd fall asleep. I love her, but like call it what it is. Like blah. I'm about to rap. Keep it like that. Show these styles. Know these smiles. Like blah. I said no shade ice. Nikki worked with you because you're not a threat. Okay, so listen. Ow! I thought Kandy was eating. I said, yes, mama, give me a little sex, give me a little something with this act of fool. You better watch out. I enjoyed it. I said, Angie, you was doing the work too. I said, this is definitely better than the hotline like every day. I didn't enjoy the radio. But I said, okay, look at this pose, sister. Now, Candace. I don't know where that leg was going. Up, maybe. Tried to. Got close. You had to turn a corner, though. I said Kandy took the different exit than what she was supposed to when she kicked her leg. She was supposed to take the A exit, not the B. Okay, see, this is what happened, Kandy. You were on I-10, and you were trying to get to 610, but you saw that 290 exit. Okay, this is a Houston reference. And you got confused because they put them so close to each other. So you took 290, sister. You're supposed to take the 610 to the right. You're going into downtown. Now you're heading towards TSU. I'm sorry, baby. Shout out to my Houstonians for that one. It was a perfect reference. So that was actually a very, very good, especially if you're in Texas, the freeways out there. I'm not lying how they're like, oh, girl, we're going to put 3 connecting freeways in the same intersection, and everybody's supposed to just split off and just figure it out. Like, every time. That's why I paid the toll, Tam. I will drive on the Beltway 8. I will pay my tolls. Get that easy tag. It's the fuck 610. It's terrible. Farnsworth, thank you so much for this bitch chat. Kandy is a really sexy couch cushion. See, listen, it's a super chat. I'm taking her, okay? But like, I can't. I mean, if Kandy is a couch, then and Jerry is a love seat. You know what I mean? Because everybody got pads on and some tights with some pantyhose. You know what I'm saying? I would have said this is a drumstick versus a couch. Looking at how her leg is to the side, it looked like someone's trying to rip it off the chicken and just eat at a fair or something. I'm not blocking Fonz, but that's family. A mouth on him, well, that's family. This is the rant pack after all. Listen, when that hair was tossed over in the front, I said, "Go ahead, Candace." I was like, I did this. I went, yes. give it us all that you got. I said, okay, sister. She did the song justice, and I thought that Angeria held her own too. So I was here for it. I enjoyed the lip sync, and it's always great to hear Grace Jones music. Like, oof. Candace, and it will forever be. That 290 has like 5 lanes and still has some of the worst traffic. If you live in Houston or moving to Houston, do not move off of 290. Do not. You're going to have a horrible time getting wherever you need to go. You're going to have to always leave an hour early, and your car will be in an accident within a year. Don't say I didn't warn you. One more time, if you move to Houston, you're like, oh, I'm going to live off of 290. Not that Mangum exit, honey. There's nice houses and there's a little because homes right up there, bitch. But like, don't. You're gonna get in an accident. You're gonna get in an accident. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be honest with you. They don't know how to drive on that freeway, and the lanes are this big. Terrible. Don't do it. I literally pay a toll, y'all, because I just refuse to get on the regular freeways out here. I refuse it. I'm like, y'all, do I have to like get on a regular one? Nope, I'm taking back roads because they cannot drive, girls, especially these little babies that get their licenses. Oh no. Dad got them a new car and they done fucked it up. Listen, Angeria, I hope you do come back. I hope you do come back to the show. I want to see you on an All Stars, baby. You know I love you, sister. I hope you have a good day. I hope you're having a good day. Love you, Angie. Baked by Bunny. Listen, me and Baked by Bunny went and saw the Boogeyman. Was it this last weekend? The weekend? I think it was this last weekend or a week before that. Me and Baked by Bunny got to do a better movie next time. Terrible. I hated that shit. We talked through the whole movie. But when me and Baked by Bunny go to the movies and we talk through the whole movie, we're not loud like the guy who was musty that sat next to me. We're not loud with it. We're like, we talk like here to each other, okay? Like we're in this box of conversation. Oh, don't take black folks to the movie theater and see a horror movie because we're gonna have a conversation. Now, why is that happening? That was to be the whole movie. Why was that happening? That's stupid. The whole movie. Well, that was dumb. Of course she'd make that decision. Anywho, Kandy chose James Mansfield, and the internet went nuts. It's almost like they forgot that. Never mind. So this is the first time I think that the trigger has been pulled, and somebody who we may have thought would be possibly a front contender, or at least top 5, would make it far, right? So this is the first time to me where it was like, uh-oh, and someone's finally pulled the trigger. Boom. But for I'm also sad because, and not to take this away from James, but James has a really built-in established fan base. And so to me, this is why I don't like the fan voting for the Fame Games, because it's like, oh, girl, what if her looks aren't good and she still wins and it's just a fan vote? Like, and no shade to James having fans. I'm just saying, it's like, like that's going to be tough for the other girls. Because if you are looking like a fool and you win, I'm going to feel very Mimi I'm first about the situation. Third in voting, I could not believe. Out of all of my fans, do not come from my fans, bitch. From what I can see, you don't have that many. That's something that James can't say because she's got many. I'm nervous. Don't provoke the Jarbies. Is that what they're called? I think that's kind of everything. I don't understand why people are so. I'm going to help you, gay for Satan, because you're gay for Satan. You can't see this, no empathy at all, Satan, right? James wasn't going to win, so who cares? That's fucked up to say, to be honest with you. And that's something that you honestly, you could just say and apply that to everybody, right? It's kind of fucked up to say. The issue isn't about them not winning anyways, because we don't know what's going to happen unless we all looked up the spoilers, right? The issue is based off of what we saw happening with the season. A lot of people's expectations had James going further. So expectations were broken. This is why I say don't have expectations, because the disappointment is so easy for people. Okay. So people are upset because they figured, oh, we got more episodes with this one. And Kahana has been sitting there by the last string in Hades' pit of hell. Okay. The last string of life there. It's been sitting there. So people are like, the fuck? And that's why people are angry. If that's not understandable, what are we watching? But at the same time, I like violence a little bit. Okay. I watch Bad Boys Texas. No, I don't. Not anymore. It's terrible. Oh, it's just they're arguing over nothing to hit like windmilling and shit. It's getting on my nerves. But like, it's just. Kandy kind of made the right decision. And so did everybody else, because everybody else also voted for James. James was going to go home anyways from that alone, not them winning the competition. That's why I wanted you to reword that a little bit. Like, think of it this way. James was going to go home regardless. And so this is what I think is what happened. Okay. So we would have been gagged either way, right? I feel like, and I'm going to just, this is my, what I think took place behind the scenes. I don't think this was camera time. I think this was off camera shit. Okay. I'm going to be very real with you. And it probably wasn't. This is just me, in my opinion right now, this kind of guy. Like, RuPaul was gooped. That ooh went from, Ru held that mouth of the ooh from this eye to this, like, Kandy. Ooh, James? Because it's kind of a shock. This is why RuPaul, you don't let the queens make those decisions. Unless you just want to make facial expressions. I feel that off camera, Kandy pulled a couple of folks, not everybody, together and had a conversation about what we were supposed to do when it comes to voting. And we have to start making shots. And we can't take it personal, because you saw what happened with Heidi. And you saw how that turned into something. So if we're going to play this game and make good TV, we can't just go by track record. We can't just go, well, she's been the bottom this many times. So if I end up in the bottom and I'm against somebody who's this, that, and the other, I would expect y'all to do the same thing. That maybe never happened. But to me, if I'm trying to rally a situation to send someone home who's going to be a favorite, and for it to make sense and for it to not be shots fired by everybody, I feel like that conversation was had. Isis's point right here, McDaniels, same thing. I think there's a backdoor alliance that was happening, but let's call it what it is. Kahana and Kandy are cool. Boom. Jimbo and Kandy are cool. Boom. Heidi's gone. Kahana fills in the space. 3 people there. Power of persuasion. Jessica's not trying to make any waves right now, but she sticks to her opinion. But at the same time, James is a competition. Send her home. Alexis is scared of Kandy. Don't you remember? So she wants to make sure that she doesn't lose another string of it. And she chose James. Who else is there? Let's think about this. Like Lala Ree, not making no waves. Didn't jump in and intersect any of the arguments or conversations that happened. Lala on her own chill pill. I'm rolling with the group. I don't think James was a part of these conversations. Or if they were, it was in the sense of, we have to start making bigger decisions. Don't take it personal. And then it moves on from there. That's just where I think that Kandy orchestrated this, but I don't think it in a negative way. I think in a way of like, we have to do something big, because what's going to happen, and it was very much worked into, oh, well, if she's still here, I'm definitely going to go home. Or if this happens, I think that Heidi going also changed the way this was going to go. I think Heidi's self-elimination played a bigger factor into what was going to happen in the competition, based on production's idea of who they wanted to be in the top and who they wanted to see go further. I think the moment she let herself go is when they had to change the entire spill up. That's why no one went home last week. further proving my point, further proving my point that there was a conversation that happened that they were not involved with, where it was like, we got to make a big move. If this girl gets in the bottom, take her. If this one happens, and I'm playing into the narrative that happened on the show when they were doing rehearsals, and Kandy's like, I'm looking at James, and damn, James is a dark horse. She might come up and steal this from us. I'm using that as my platform to take my opinion with, okay? You don't agree with me? That's fine. This is just me speculating at this point. I'm speculation. It's my observations from the show, okay? I don't think Heidi was going to go home that quickly. I think that she got in her own way, but also she wasn't trying to deal with the I'm going to work a storyline around you situationship when she wanted to have a good time, like how All-Star 7 seemed to be. People were saying different in the background. That's none of my business, but like, just say, it's like, we thought it was going to be different, and it flipped her up, and then all of a sudden this shit starts to happen. This drama takes place. The internet is cruel. I'm out. Mental health is more important. I can't do this right now. Wait, we were to give you 2 wins, Heidi. Why'd you leave? Shit. Amber Lynn Reed, fuck. Situation type deal. That's that little girl. Wet and remove. Adjective. Anywho. Girl world. I just think they had to do a different game plan and approach. And because that happened, it switched the entire game up. And so with that second chance for Kahana and Jessica, whatever you want to call it, and we bring it into this, now we're flipping the script on how things would have gone differently. I think Heidi would have won at least 2 challenges going forward if she just stayed the course. I get why she did what she did, but the next challenge coming up is improv. This isn't Drag Race España season 3. God forbid. Jimbo has 4 wins this season. I'm going to be really annoyed with that. No shade to Jimbo, but it's like, I want this to be a competition. They literally sent home Bestia last week, who was one of the actual people like still competing that was doing well. And they gave Petita 4 wins. And I say gave because they gave her 2 out of 4. She had 2 of them, not 4 of them. And it's getting annoying because then you listen to the judges' critiques, and you're like, what? That's not what we saw. That's not what the audience as a whole is receiving from this. And they get so negative with the points that they don't make sense anymore. And then the next person right beside them looking like a whole brick. I love this. This is everything. It's like, what? No way. No way. Once I found out that Supreme was friends with damn near everybody on the cast, I said, oh, this is that season. Got you. We're gonna play this up. We're gonna make it seem like this is about to happen. Then all of a sudden, Kelly Roller has found her way still in the competition with the worst package of looks ever. I'm now talking about a whole nother show, but I'm just saying this as Drag Race viewers right now, we as people are kind of like, are we watching the same show? And if that person's going to win, I need the narrative to be a little bit more generous in the explanation of that versus for shock value. That happened? Because that sort of throws, it just makes it weird. It just makes, sometimes I'm like, okay, does that make any sense? I knew Kandy was going to either be in the bottom or the top because it was a heavy edit, but she always gets one. But this one was I made you bad because I did bad before. James spoke of this being in her wheelhouse and having confidence the entire time. Kandy saw that, said that she may be a dark horse, and eliminated her along with everybody else. If this makes any sense, James not having a good social game. Look at me doing Survivor and Big Brother. Not having good social game, as well as also still being a contender in a situation with somebody who has a great social game but is not a contender in the activities. You're going to send the big girl home. And when I say that, I mean the threat, but you're going to send the big girl home. You're going to send her home. Little girl can stay. Big girl got to go. So I hate that for James, and I love James down. This outfit needs to burn in hell. But like, this is TV. And so people sending Kandy racist, threatening comments is kind of ridiculous. I was even tagged in some randomness by somebody who don't even follow me, girl. And I was like, is she trying to start an argument? Like, are you trying to say that I would have attacked Kandy in this situation? Because no, I just thought to myself that Alexis, in my opinion, Should have won. Sorry, Cornbread just sent me something. You know, I'm trying to get her on the panel, so I'm okay. Hold on, let me text her after my review. Shouts to Cornbread. Let me see if she's free this Sunday or the next Sunday. Can I tell y'all something? I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, and so I got to talk about Antoine. That's why I was like, what are y'all talking about? Like, it just got weird. I was like, James just told y'all he's Mexican. Run it back. Like, y'all, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. Did you forget? Like, okay, listen. During DragCon, a lot of people were talking about Cornbread having the mask on and being kind of rude and saying her energy was down and this, that, and the other. And so I've met with Cornbread a couple of times and this, that, and the other. And, you know, that's my bitch. I love her down. Demoria for the girls that know, you know what I'm saying? But Demoria and Matty Morphosis came over to my friend's house for the photo shoot that you saw, like the outfit you saw Cornbread in for the pit stop. I saw that before y'all hoes all saw it. Like, as a matter of fact, I'll wrap this, do this here, but I saw it before all y'all saw it. And she took a photo shoot in it, all that stuff that's been posted. I was there for that photo shoot. I was in the room. And Cornbread talked about doing the panel, and of course, my show, and then other things that happen. Insider tea, things I'm not going to discuss with you because that's how I keep my people. But people were being really weird about the mask, and she had an outbreak that happened, and it was from an allergic reaction from some medicine that she was taking. I saw that firsthand without the mask and all of that. So I knew of that story prior to people getting it and some people being weird about it. I saw it in reality. So when people were saying fucked up shit about her, I got upset, like reading some comments, like, oh, her energy, this, and I'm like, y'all, when you're booked for something and you can't change that and you got to keep that course because there is $1 involved, you got to roll with it. You got to go with it. I personally didn't think anything was wrong with how she was acting on the show. I thought her energy was great. But then again, that's just me. So in case y'all were like, oh, she's lying. No, she wasn't. I was literally in the room with her and Matty at the same. No, she wasn't. That's why she had the mask on. Same thing for DragCon, the full bit. It's a bad outbreak. I was like, girl, don't even play with me. Like, Demore, we family. Don't play with me, sister. So I was like, no, don't even worry about that. Like, I don't give a fuck about that kind of shit. But like, that's what that was. So people were saying all that kind of crap. I was like, y'all chill out, please. Like, it wasn't that deep. But maybe you want someone who's a little bit more fun. Isn't that the new word to basically talk shit? Like, I'm noticing that word is being weaponized against people. They're not having fun. They're not being fun. I'm like, ooh, not y'all taking a word like that. Oh, that's terrible. Listen, I'm sad. I'm sad that James is gone. I mean, the runways have been a little off and on for me, but it is what it is. I'm not going to hold that to her, but I've been enjoying learning more about James this season. I've been enjoying James's commentary. I now know that they're a total slut, and I live for that. I'm kidding. She's just a leather girl, and she likes kink. But that's fine. I'm here for it. I'm like, okay, James, I got to know a bit more about you outside of the YouTube and also see you in a competition setting. And to me, we could have seen this for season, what was that, 9? Yeah, we could have seen this. We could have had that had they not been sent home for a lip sync that they won. Ooh. But yeah, God bless her. I hope she does well in life. She already is doing well in life. I saw her running around DragCon doing interviews with all her shapeshifters and friends. So we'll miss you, James Mansfield. Yeah, we'll miss you. Next week looks like there's going to be high drama. RuPaul has to step into the workroom. Alexis Michelle is crying because Kandy made her Kandy, I won't be taking that moment seriously either. I will wait. I will be waiting to see how that goes down before I even wait. And maybe that's the reason why people were so riled up. They saw Kandy getting that mean edit. I don't know. That you guys, you should know that like Alexis always does that. You know, she's very dramatic. So I'll wait to see what goes there. Maybe James gets brought back into the competition. I don't know. We don't know what will happen. We'll see. Tell you what, I'll be fine for Snatch Game. Tell you right now, I will be fine for Snatch Game. If Ru's like, are you gonna do a Ru girl? And I say yes, she will not be disappointed. Oh, but no, I did. I liked the episode. I just thought judging was weird, and I just wanted it to make a little bit more sense with how things played out. I still wouldn't have given Kandy the win, but I think Kandy did a good job this week. It was Jessica Wilde as an overall winner for me this week. I think Lala Ree had the best Rusical portion, and they won that category. I think they won that category. I think that Jessica just had the full package this week for me personally. But Kandy's got one on the board. Glad to have it. At least somebody's up there with the win. That hasn't been the bottom so many times. So right now it's Kahana, if we count it, Kandy, Jessica, and Jimbo are the only ones with wins, leaving Lala Ree, Alexis Michelle left without wins in the competition. I need Lala to win something immediately. This is why I wish they were playing the All-Star 7 rules, because we could be blocking stars at this point in time, and Jimbo would be blocked often. Just saying, because they would win a lot, so they would make it to the finale. Like it'd be like, oof, girl, she could have won that many, but honey, everybody had to block that group. I don't know. Anywho. Thanks for tuning in. Did you have fun? Let me show you my taste shirt. Mamu-chan. Mamu. Oh, you knocked out. Okay. Let me not wake up my baby. Yes. I was so happy I finally got that shirt, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Okay, I'm not going to wake my child up, because he's knocked the fuck out. Knock the fuck out, please. Okay, I'm not gonna wake you up. Wait, hold on, sister. Are you staring at me? I don't got my glasses. All this noise I've been doing. Okay, no, he's asleep. Okay. He's asleep. He got his paws over his face like this, and he went like that. Okay, so listen. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Mama will probably be making a appearance in tomorrow's panel. He normally is up whenever I'm doing the panel, because I'm laughing a lot. But yes, hit the like button, please. Like, y'all, we had like 500 something plus people in here. You can hit the like button. It's okay. It's not going to hurt you. Like, please. I've noticed that a little bit. Like, that like button, that's for free. Smash that sucker. Get real nasty with it, if you will. Thank you, Dawn, for the super sticker. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for the tippy poos I got all on my Cash App and my PayPals and my Venmos. I appreciate all the love from the new Patreon members. What's up? Hope you have a good time. You have over 300 videos to watch. Let me make sure I have... I did everyone's super chats. Great. Wanted to make sure of that. If I missed your super chat, my apologies. Did not mean to. I'm trying to get better with that. But yes. Tomorrow, we have the panel. May have a special guest on this week or next week. I do know next week I will have Jack Fed on the panel. So on the 18th, June 18th, Jack Fed from YouTube will be a special guest on the panel. I mean, since Cornbread and him are like so in love, they might as well come together, but we'll see. But yeah, Jack Fed will be here on the 18th. I got to meet them at DragCon along with my other babies on my social media blades. I'm mad that Set Her Aside wasn't there, but Huge Ass Mammoth, okay, Amandum, all of them, I've got to meet them. I'm so excited. They're very sweet people, very, very sweet. I consider them kids. Because like I'm the old girl in that kind of mess. So I'm like, come on, kids. Because y'all doing the Lord's work. You're the new generation. That's Degrassi new generation, okay? I'm a part of the original cast. Whatever it takes, that part. So yeah, Jack's going to be coming in next week. I'm trying to get Miss Cornbread on sooner or later. I know Mistress, we're going to talk to her. Angie said she wanted to do, we got some people coming by, but I'm taking my time. I don't want to rush no one. I know everyone's busy and we all got bills to pay. So thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe, drop a tip in my jar if you feel like it. It's RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 8, available now for your consumption on Paramount Plus and Wow Presents Plus, wherever it's playing. Reaction I have is on Patreon. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves. I love y'all down, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.
Listen. Yeah.